Hello and welcome to my stream. Tonight we're playing more of RollerCoaster Tycoon Deluxe, and we'll be continuing Octagon Park, which is one of those very long levels, because we still gotta complete that level's objective, which requires like 10 coasters, and last time we were working on our third one, but today I gotta fix it, because it is still not under the requirements. I think I need to make it more exciting and less intense, and also decrease its nausea ratings. So we gotta adjust it a little, and then hopefully it will be under the requirements to help us to reach the 10 coasters. But so far we only got 2 that are right, and then this one that I still gotta deal with it, right? If I'm not mistaken, this third one was our rock type gym coaster, because this level we have been going for a Pokemon theme, right? So every coaster we build, or at least the main ones, will be a different Pokemon type, and then this one was the rock type. So hopefully we can finish that and then think about the next coaster, especially because we have been progressing a lot regarding the time in that level. So basically, I think we have unlocked all of the rides, all of the sceneries, everything. So there is only that for me to be doing, basically. Like, pick a coaster model, build the coaster, and then hope it's going to work. So let's go for it. Also, Reba, what's up, man? How's it going? Hopefully you did get your Steam Deck. Did they deliver it to you? Oh, there we go. You have. You have been putting games and testing them on Steam Deck. There we go, man. Nice. I was playing some of my Switch today. I finally got my last gold trophy for the 150 cc's in Mario Kart Deluxe, right? In Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So I'm very proud of myself because I don't think I have been able to do that in previous Mario Kart games. Yeah, that's how normally bad I am. But I finally got them all. I got all of the 150 cc's gold trophies, and then I even tried one of the cups for the 200 cc's. But then, of course, I actually got the gold trophy. Wait a minute, let me actually explain this correctly. Getting the gold trophies, I can. Yes, I can do that. The thing is that getting the gold trophy plus 3 stars. Yeah, the 3 stars is what makes it challenging, right? Yeah, so I could get the 3 stars for every cup in Mario Kart 8, but not considering the DLCs. I haven't bought the DLCs, right? But I was playing my Switch today, and then I just finished watching the Nintendo Direct. Have you watched the Nintendo Direct too, or were you only adjusting and preparing your Steam Deck today? But yeah, I finished the Nintendo Direct. I might be talking about it as the stream goes on. And then I started my stream, right? It's been a pretty good experience, nice to hear it, man. Do you think we'll also be using it for some other motives? For example, non-gaming motives, like using it as a portable PC as well, maybe working on it? You know, doing something else other than gaming? Because I have heard you can do whatever you want with a Steam Deck, right? So maybe some people could also get it and maybe treat it like a laptop or something. Because it is as strong as a PC, so... But you are still waiting for money for Hogwarts Legacy. Yeah, Hogwarts Legacy was out, right? At least the deluxe edition or the complete edition of that. I have heard people saying it's a very good game, even though maybe it has some problems, but it looks like a good game. People are very excited for it. It only makes me sad that we had the whole situation towards J.K. Rowling, but at least the game that was like a job from the game developers, the programmers, the directors and everything, they deserve the recognition, but J.K. Rowling unfortunately has been a problematic person. But besides all of that, thank goodness the game was making the fans happy at least, right? I was even talking to Gabriel earlier today on Discord, and he was saying that maybe it gets a chance of being the game of the year. But personally speaking, I think that Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 or Tears of the Kingdom will be the one. Especially after the newest trailer that I just watched. Yeah, it's looking very good. Gotta dodge the streams playing that game. Yeah, some people have been streaming it already. Regarding my opinion, I think I did not get that hyped because of the whole polemic. So probably I won't play that game anytime soon. But it's good to hear it is a good game, right? So at least the people that worked on it did a good job. I have been playing with your Steam Deck, so you probably missed the Nintendo Direct, right? I'm also not sure if you are a big Nintendo fan, Rebo, are you? Honestly, the Nintendo Direct was very simple in general, because I also was not expecting them to give us many surprising or amazing and big announcements. They pretty much talked about expansion packs, DLCs for like the first half, and then for the second half we got some ports and remasters that were actually very surprising to me. And then only a couple new announcements. There was one that I was mind blown though. That one was like straight to me, straight to my heart. And then in the end we got Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, a new trailer of that. But one of the biggest, not really biggest, but one of the things they talked about that was about time, that everybody has been waiting for so long, was that we'll be getting Game Boy and Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance games on the Switch Online. Freaking finally, right? Took them just forever. But yes, finally that's coming to Nintendo Online. I think it's actually out today. You have been using it with your drawing pad, you see, and then you're making art. Nice, man. What were you drawing actually? Have you been drawing something completely unique, or have you been maybe drawing something that already exists, like a character, maybe a place? What you have been drawing like lately? You also installed Pokemon Scarlet by emulator. I still gotta see how can I do that on my computer, right? And then you decided to sell your Switch when it was low on cash, or when you were low on cash. Yeah, that's understandable. I did sell my Game Boy Advance, right? So you're now planning on playing that. Honestly, it makes me sad how even though Pokemon Scarlet and Violet got so many problems, graphical problems, but they still sold those games with like full price. That made me very sad or disappointed. At least they are now trying to fix the game with patches. Not sure if the emulated game you can also add some patches. Hopefully there is a way or something to make it less glitchy and everything. But yeah, it made me super disappointed. I also lost my drive for playing Pokemon Scarlet and Violet thanks to that. When these games have some sort of, I don't know, polemic background, I kinda start losing my hype to play them. Oh, you're drawing some anime characters and a zebra or lion? Which anime characters? And also, if you don't mind, recommend me some animes. I love animes. One of my new emotes on the channel is actually me wearing the Haikyuu jersey, and it's like me as an anime character. I don't know if you were here when we talked about some animes from last year, but if you want to know my favorite anime of last year and also some people's favorites from the community as well, Summertime Render, but sadly it's not on Disney Plus, which was the one streaming service that bought the rights. It's not there because for some reason they decided to not release it. I don't get it. But if you don't mind watching that in like fan subs or like fan websites, then highly recommended. And it is a complete story from start to end, just like the manga, and people even said it's better than the manga, and it was a mind-blowing, super exciting journey, so highly recommended. Best thing I have watched last year for sure, and also it went to my top 10 animes, that's for sure, because discussing and debating about that anime with people in here and my friends in real life, and also watching people reactions on YouTube was so damn good. So like everybody being mind blown and theorizing, that's what I love about some shows like that. You are drawing Revi or Revi from Black Lagoon and Roberta. Let me Google those characters. I have heard of Black Lagoon though, but I never watched that. Revi or Revi? Oh, okay. Interesting. She looks a little bit familiar, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure I'm like comparing her to maybe other characters. In case you fuse those other characters into one, then you get her, you know? Yeah, I can't point out one character that she reminds me of, but I think it's a mix of characters. For example, it's a little bit of Tifa from Final Fantasy VII, and then Lara Croft. You know, I'm getting so many things together. Also, she kind of reminds me a little bit of a character that could have been in Advanced Wars. Maybe it's because it's fresh on my mind as I just watched some news on Advanced Wars thanks to the Nintendo Direct. Let me Google Roberta too. Okay, what the... Okay, this is a little bit dark. What is going on with this anime though? Yeah, Roberta looks very disturbing. But interesting picks for sure. And then Urza or Erza from Fairy Tail. Fairy Tail is another anime I have heard before, but I never watched it. Oh, okay. She looks strong. Also, she has some sort of armor. And then you drew a Night Elf Druid from World of Warcraft 80 by 100 centimeters on paper. Dude, good job, man. It looks like you have been drawing for quite a while then. If I knew you were an artist, maybe I should have asked you to help me with some of my channel's emotes, right? Because I asked 3 artists to work on the channel's emotes. We got the work of 2 of them so far. We are waiting for Emily's work. And then also Electro's help on the dancing panda from this game, because he knew how to get that panda and turn him into a GIF, right? But there we go, we have so many artists around this community. I unfortunately cannot draw, or at least I can, I don't know, give it a shot, but it sucks, right? My art sucks. You are actually an amateur, but you enjoy a challenge. I mean, I'm less than an amateur though, but I haven't seen your art, but I kind of trust and believe you are doing a great job, even if you consider yourself an amateur. Do you think about studying though? Studying how to draw, or have you been actually taking lessons? But talking a little bit about the game, I need to fix this one coaster. Yeah, this was supposed to be the 3rd coaster for the objective, the rock type gym. But it is still intense, right? Yeah, it is ultra extreme, so I don't know how to make the changes in here so it decreases that level and then it becomes more normal. Do you have a favorite anime, Rebo? You want to keep it as a hobby, not a job, so it stays fun? I mean, I was not saying that you should like, I don't know, take commissions or really get professional, but you can still like learn it or get some techniques or lessons and then still draw as a hobby, right? I don't know, I was just thinking that sometimes people want to get deeper, right, into that hobby of theirs. Another suggestion would be playing some drawing games. For example, I'm not sure if you are big on Pokemon, but there is that Pokemon Art Academy game. A friend of mine loves playing that, actually. Oh, you are following some tutorials. Yes, I was also thinking maybe some YouTube lessons, YouTube guides or something to drawing. It is way cheaper, I agree, and also easier, right? Normally, those videos are very accessible and then, like, you can find exactly what you're looking for. You don't need to, I don't know, watch a whole course and then only get to, like, lesson 13 that's going to talk about the specific thing you want. I agree. And it's a good way for you to be sure if that interests you, right? Or if that's helping you out. Because sometimes people buy courses and, I don't know, start taking classes, that won't really help them with what they look for. So yeah, look first on YouTube, on Google, see if you can find a way to learn what you want from there, and then if not, then you maybe consider going into something more advanced or something. So they were saying that this is too intense, but I don't remember anything about this coaster because it's been like forever since I last streamed this game. But I think I still have the results, right? I don't? I think I should check the results in here, so let's send the car or the train again. But you were saying that you were hoping to play Hogwarts Legacy, right? So I can guess you are a Harry Potter fan? In that case, do you have a favorite Harry Potter movie, Rebo? My favorite is the third one. But I also really love the second movie or the second book, right? The Chamber of Secrets. I would say those two are my favorites. But yeah, Black Lagoon and Fairy Tail are two of your favorites actually, and Bleach. Gabriel is crazy for Bleach. Yeah, he actually wanted me to start watching Bleach. Now we had the final season of it, I think. I'm not sure if it is over, maybe it is, but I'm not fully sure. I don't know if there will be like part 1 and part 2, but he was telling me that it was a very good season for Bleach. Probably one of the best animes last year, but I can't say because I was not watching it. Oh, it is not over yet? Okay, so maybe it has a part 1, part 2 stuff. Just like Attack on Titan, that this year we are getting another part of the fourth, I don't know, chapter or season of it. And then I also heard it's not going to be the last, right? Because there will be a part 3 still, later this year if I'm not mistaken as well, but I heard of a part 3 too. But after what people told me regarding their reactions, regarding the reactions to the end of Attack on Titan, and also my personal opinion from what I have seen so far, I'm not very excited. Yeah, for the end of it. I think it's going to be okay-ish, and not as great as what I have seen in Season 2, which was my favorite. But yeah, once it started Season 3, I was like, this is now getting different. And I wasn't a big fan of the changes. It's still a fantastic story, a fantastic show, but I was hoping it could keep the pace of Season 2 the most, right? Which was like breathtaking to me. Wait, to have Attack on Titan 2 game? I didn't know there was a game, but that makes sense. How is the game? Is it a fighting game or is it an RPG of some sorts? Maybe an action game? Yeah, how is the Attack on Titan games? Probably they are either an RPG or an action game, right? It is a pretty neat game. Oh, it is an RPG and fighting. You know what? Maybe I should consider playing that at some point. And then your favorite Harry Potter movie is number 1, which is going to be your sleepy or your sleep lullaby movie. I still remember the day I went to the movies to watch the first movie. My uncle brought me there, right, to the movies. I remember being scared, to be honest, because when we have the end of it, that Voldemort is revealed, I was freaking scared of that. And also in the fourth movie, I was super damn scared of Voldemort. Thank goodness today my fears have ended, or like they are gone, at least regarding Harry Potter. But yes, I used to be super scared of those visual effects of Voldemort. I was hoping that this could have helped me to guess and figure where is it getting super intense, but I'm not sure if I can... Yeah, unless it is this peak right here. Let me look at it and follow the train, right? Yeah, maybe by following the speed I can get a better impression of this. It's going up. Then there is this very slow part. Oh yeah, and then on the second movie, I also used to be scared of the basilisk. I think that maybe only after the fifth movie I started, I don't know, not feeling too scared of him. Oh, a cool game is also Spyro. I need to play Spyro. I have never played Spyro. I also have heard some people, not everybody though, but some people saying that they didn't like Spyro that much, but I will totally give it a shot, yes. Spyro, I also need to go back to Crash Bandicoot. Wait, you realize that you still gotta play the Fairy Tail anime game, alright. One for your list to add to Steam, there we go. I gotta start playing some anime-based games in here too. I wonder if I would like the Naruto games, for example. I'm now watching Naruto for my first time, which is still kind of mind-blowing to me because before last year, I never imagined myself watching Naruto, and then after episode 1, I was already like, okay, I can see myself maybe liking this, and then I am liking it. Yes, I could consider playing those Naruto games at some point. There is this one anime called Saint Seiya. It was huge in Brazil and also very big in Latin America. So I always wanted to play the Saint Seiya games too. Then I remember one friend of mine recommended me to play like a Cardcaptor Sakura game. I also should check it out at one point. The Dragon Ball games as well. Especially the Super Nintendo, Game Boy games of Dragon Ball. Those are a little bit nostalgic to me because another friend used to play them when we were a kid, but I never played them myself. But today I could see me trying them. There is the JoJo Bizarre Adventure games as well. Now you're telling me about Attack on Titan. I would be curious enough to try it at some point. The Naruto fighting games are pretty cool. It's funny how they are popular in here because every time there is an anime convention or an anime event that I had to, Naruto must be there. Like it's a must, right? I normally went to those anime events to play Mario Kart 8, hence why it's the game that I bought together with my Switch. And by coincidence, I was playing it today, like I was saying. But like next to the Mario Kart 8 game, there was always somebody playing Naruto. I don't know about 1 though, because you were stuck. Oh, about Naruto Shippuden 1. But 3 and 4 are the most playable games. You also have older games, but the PC games are pretty good stuff. Yeah, there are also some other anime-like games that they don't necessarily have an anime per se. For example, with Scarlet Nexus. I don't think Scarlet Nexus has an anime, I can be wrong though. But it looks very anime, right? There is also Code Vein. I believe that's how it's called, which is like the anime Dark Souls. And from what I have heard, those are very good games. Oh yeah, and then Made in Abyss. Made in Abyss was one of the animes that I watched last year, and I finished watching it, I think, this January, if I'm not mistaken. Like the season 2. And Made in Abyss also got a game. Oh, you do have it. Okay, Code Vein. But you're not good at Souls games? I would never try a Souls game, I think. I mean, I should never say never, right? Because people convinced me to try Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic and I never thought I would give it a shot. So who knows? But I can see myself like either is struggling too much or not really enjoying a Souls game. But you were able to beat Dark Souls. There we go. And then the first 2 bosses real quickly. Oh wait, you beat like Dark Souls 3? Was it the first one you tried playing? Let me change the view in here. Invisible supports. Close the coaster. And then let me see what I should be trying to change then. I really wished that this coaster had like brakes, but it doesn't have anything. Could it be because, you know what? Maybe if I go for the larger turn, like that, maybe that could help the intensity to be a little bit lower than what it is. That's just a guess. Because I don't have the brakes and I also don't have banked turns, right, in this model. But I have larger turns, so maybe some larger turns could be handy. But of course, I don't think I can change the entire coaster like that. It's not complete? Wait, what am I missing? Did it not connect? Oh, it did not because it goes up. Okay. Yeah, never mind. I'll need to keep the small turn then. Did it connect now? I hope so. It did. Also, hi Noble, what's up, man? But I'm still not very good at it or anything, and the gameplay annoys me very much. I don't know. I don't like the difficulty of Dark Souls or Souls games. I don't like the looks of it. It looks too medieval, too serious to me. I prefer something more, you know, cartoonish looking or fantasy-like looking. I think it's a heavy game, to me at least. You want some more chill RPG games? By the way, speaking on which, I do recommend you all to go check the Steam Next Fest that's going on right now, right? Because not only you can play some like demos of upcoming games, but also it's a good way for you to find indie games that you haven't seen or heard before. I did get to some titles that got to my attention, and you know what? I can go to my Steam to tell you the names of what got to my attention. Let me see which games I got curious about. Oh yeah, this one in particular, Tesla Grad 2, because we have played Tesla Grad 1 in here. And I was like, wait, there is a sequel coming up? You see, I figured out there was one. So Tesla Grad 2, which is like a platformer, a 2D platformer with some physics mechanics. Then there is this one called Chance of Sinar that looked a lot like Sable, the other game that we are playing right now in other weekdays. Yeah, the graphics and the art of it were a lot like Sable and then puzzle solving too, so it got my attention. Recall It was a game that I have seen, I think, 2 years ago in the Wholesome Games Direct on YouTube, and sadly it was only announced for itch.io, right? Not Steam. But then now it seems that it got to Steam too, so then I was happy to see it in here because I wanted to play it. There is a game in here that I don't remember what it was about called Bolty. And then there is one called Kotomashu. I can't believe this neat guy turned into a magical girl. Yeah, this one got to me because it looked like... Is it the one that looked like Zelda? Yes, it is the one that looks like a Game Boy Color Zelda, right? With like some Zelda dungeons. Or yeah, that's the one. This one very crazy game title, Kotomashu. I can't believe this needs turned into a magical girl. Looks a lot like a Game Boy Zelda. That's why it got my attention. But yeah, I recommend you guys checking that out to see if you can find some new and upcoming games and maybe even test the demos. Did you see the Nintendo Direct? I did. I ended the Direct and then I started my stream. What did you think about it, Nubble? I actually thought that it was medium to like bad, but at the same time I was expecting it to be medium like bad because I wasn't sure which announcements would they bring up, because like there weren't many things going on, and then yeah, there aren't many things going on still. But there were a couple new surprises in there, especially one that hit me directly, which was the new Professor Layton game. I was like, are you kidding me? And it's funny how it happened, because I did notice how many level 5 games were being announced. Just before that, there was a Fantasy Life 2 that I was like, seriously, they are working on this game again? I was very surprised, because I didn't think that Fantasy Life was that big, and also the game wasn't looking too different than the 3DS title, right? So I was like, really? And then once it was over, I was like, okay, level 5, what about Professor Layton? And then the Professor Layton trailer was out. I was like, I can't believe this shit. But there were some cool announcements. For example, the Etrian Odyssey collection too. It even made me hopeful that maybe Atlas can also bring Persona's Q and Q2 to the Switch or to PC, right, to Steam. So that was very positive in my opinion. Then I really liked of course, the trailer of Breath of the Wild 2, but that was expected to happen. Pikmin 4 is also looking great. You only caught the last 10 minutes. Honestly, the last 10 minutes were with some very good announcements. For like most part of it, for the beginning of it, the first half of it, they were focusing mostly on expansion packs and DLCs, you know, Xenoblade 3 DLC, Splatoon 3 DLC, Fire Emblem Engage DLC, so it was kinda, you know, DLCs everywhere, come on. But then in the end they had the Professor Layton game, they had some port announcements. There is an RPG, I think it was from the GameCube if I'm not mistaken, that was called Bait and Catus or something. That's going to be ported to the first game and the second. So that was like very shocking. I think probably either Subaru or Gabriel were happy about that. I think a friend of mine in real life was also happy about that, but I have never played that game. But every time there is a port of something old, I feel happy about it. One game that I was never expecting to see there that was ported, and then it was announced on this Nintendo Direct for the Switch, was Ghost Trick. Yeah, Ghost Trick is a classic for the Nintendo DS. I actually played it a little bit, but I never beat it because I think I got stuck in one of the cases. But it is a game that I do plan to bring here at some point because I do want to beat it, or I still want to give it another shot, right? So I was surprised it was coming to the Switch. I never saw it coming. And then that had all the info we wanted to hear. Wait, is it Zelda or maybe the Mario Kart Pass? I loved the new track, especially because it is not the one that was out recently for the Mario Kart Tour, although I think it should also come for the main game to Mario Kart 8, which was like Piranha Plant Ruins or something. No, they came up with a whole new track, which was Yoshi's Island, and it looks beautiful and charming, just like the original game. But also Birdo. Yeah, new character for us to be playing as well. What else am I missing? Yeah, in the beginning there were so many also bad games that were going to be released, you know? There was even one crazy fashion game, and then I was like, seriously, Nintendo, you're like promoting this? I mean, probably there is or there are some people that would like that, but I was thinking, isn't this supposed to be like a, you know, a headline, not really stop everything to focus on this game? It should just have been a headline, but they actually talked about that game a lot. They talked about the Kirby game that everybody was expecting to be released as well. which was a port from the Wii game. Kirby's Return to Dreamland, right? At least it's going to get some new content, that was nice. Then they also talked about Advanced Wars, finally, it's going to be released. Oh yeah, there we go. Finally we got a new release date for Advanced Wars, yeah. I loved the animation or the cutscene they played in there, right? I think that cutscene was made just for this direct because of the weight of the game's release. To be honest, I think that they were postponing that game thanks to the real world war, right? But at the same time, the real world war has not ended. So I was a bit like, maybe this long wait was like not really necessary because the war is still going on, but they don't want to release it during it, but the war is still happening and they are releasing it. So, you know, it made me kind of confused. But thank goodness for the fans, it is going to be released. Yeah, and then Metroid Prime is getting a port. But I was hoping that all of the Metroid Primes would be getting a port. That's what surprised me though. But at least the first one is looking good. It is finally getting twin stick FPS treatment. Yes, they changed the mechanics, right? There are some others you are forgetting, but those were your two main announcements. Yeah, there is Return to Dreamland 2. Rebo is saying just 5 more hours and it's coffee time in there. Wait, coffee time? Do you mean breakfast time, maybe? Okay, so it is breakfast time. It's 6 a.m. It is going to be your coffee time. Because when somebody says coffee time to me, it sounds more like a, you know, tea time, like in the afternoon, maybe 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. But then I was like, no, there is no way it's going to be 4 p.m. to him, right? So maybe he's talking about breakfast time. But yeah, 6 a.m. There we go. Yeah, it was due to the war in Ukraine. The war may be going... Yeah, that's what made me confused. I mean, I still appreciate that they thought about that when they postponed the game. But I don't know. They went for that reason, but the reason is still happening. And even though it may look like it could have been gotten less serious, it is still pretty damn dangerous or like serious, right? So... But it's far less upfront and centering the news. It is, yeah, it is not being, it's not promoted that much anymore, yeah. But it's still freaking them hard, right? Because cities are getting devastated in there still. So it's kinda in the back of people's minds, therefore as long as it doesn't escalate suddenly and get back on news constantly, now it's a good time to release it. Yeah, especially because sadly it's not ending, right? Maybe they were also hoping it could have stopped, so they could like just release the game, but it did not stop. It actually lasted for an entire year, isn't it crazy? Oh yes, and then we also got the announcements of... I mean, I kinda told Rebo about this, but to tell you also, Noble, in case you haven't seen it, we also got the announcement for the Game Boy games, Game Boy Color games, and Game Boy Advance games for the Switch Online and Expansion Pack 2, right? Which was finally time, because they took forever to do it. I was just disappointed that there were no Pokemon games in there, but... the trading card game, right? That we played last year here on the channel. And I was kinda laughing because Golden Sun is back to the Switch, right? Or like, Golden Sun is back to Nintendo because it is going to be on this collection of games for the Switch Online. You saw that? You were mad that the GBA games are locked behind the more expensive... Yes, me too. That is true. That was kinda BS, right? Yeah. I still don't think it is that worth paying for that though. It did make me pissed off as well. Playing Switch games on the huge screen of the Steam Deck is insanely comfy. I imagine. Yes, I can totally imagine. Although, to be honest, Rebo, I have been preferring playing my Switch games on the TV, right? On the dock mode. Very rarely I play the games on the handheld mode. So to me, my Switch has been feeling like a home console the most. But also, okay, so here's the thing. If I could list my favorite modes to play my Switch, then first place is totally the home console mode, like when you plug it on your TV. The second one, to my surprise, is like the tabletop mode. I hope that's the way to say it, or the table mode, I'm not sure. When you kind of place it on a table and then you are not holding it. Yeah, that happened when I brought my Switch to the shopping mall to play it with a friend, Mario Kart with a friend, and then it was super fun. But then playing it with my hands or with my arms and like in the portable mode, then I don't do it that much. Especially because normally my Switch stays at home, and when I'm at home, I prefer just booting it on my TV, right? Would you say, Rebo, that the Steam Deck is chunkier than the Switch? Is it very heavy? Because remember that I was recommending you to buy a support like this one. Yeah, this support gets my phone, like that. And also my Switch, to my surprise. But I was wondering, could you also use that for a Steam Deck? I'm not sure how chunky is a Steam Deck, right? I imagine it being chunkier than a Switch because of its capacities and also parts, right? And specs. But again, if you are feeling comfortable about playing it in a portable mode, then maybe it is not that chunky or heavy. You played Pokemon totally handheld. Scarlet and Violet, right? Because of nostalgia. Oh, never mind, you were trying Sword and Shield first. Nubbo either uses his Switch on docked mode or tabletop mode. Exactly, I have been preferring those two as well, since I almost never have a reason to keep it in my hands. Me too. I only played it on my hands when I was kinda going to bed, but I wasn't still feeling sleepy, right? So I wanted to do something to get distracted or to distract my mind. And then I did that by playing that other Pokemon game on the Switch, Pokemon Quest, right? Which was like an auto game, an auto Pokemon game. Surprisingly, I like that game. I even got some shiny Pokemon in there. I don't know how rare is it for you to find a shiny in that game, but I got like a shiny Rhyhorn and a shiny Doduo out of nowhere. And I'm still in the very beginning of the game, I would say. But yeah, I have been playing that game sometimes to distract my mind and then fall asleep. But like playing Xenoblade, Mario Kart, Smash Brothers on the handheld, I don't know, I think it's not that comfortable to me at least. Especially when I have my TV or when I can have a friend to play the tabletop mode with me. It is chunkier, yes, I figured, but its grips are way comfier than the Joy-Cons. Yeah, that's one problem about the Switch, right? It is kind of horizontal, or like it's very horizontal, and the Joy-Cons are a little bit hard to hold in case you don't have a small hand, right? Because if you have a big hand, then your fingers will struggle to press the buttons and everything. Oh, you completely forgot about Pokemon Quest? It is a nice game. I had more fun with it than what I imagined. As like an auto game, I never played auto games, and then this one is kinda okay-ish. I only play it casually though, when I'm watching TV and then I can be like, you know, sending the Pokemon to battle. When I can get distracted. I like to play handheld because you can move around. Wait, do you mean... No, but you sit or you lay on something when you're playing, right? You're not walking in your house and playing it, are you? I have what they call a drift to move. Oh, never mind, maybe you are playing it when you are walking around. I do that with Pokemon Go, of course, right? Yeah, because that's the point of Pokemon Go, actually. Man, today I was playing a lot of Pokemon Go, to be honest. Today I spent the whole day playing Pokemon Go because they are releasing Flabébés or Flabébés. I'm not sure how to pronounce. There we go. How to pronounce that Pokemon's name in English? Flabébé, maybe. So I was like, that's my time because I don't have many Flabébé candies, right? Yeah, now the event has been very great for the Valentine's Day. So I was playing Pokemon Go. Oh yes, I got a shiny Tapu Lele as well. There was a Tapu Lele raid. The first one I tried, I got the shiny, which was about time because for a while I haven't gotten shiny legendaries in Pokemon Go. So thank goodness. Yeah, today was a fantastic day to me in Pokemon Go. You have long fingers, so yes, the Joy-Cons are a bit small. There are some, you know, other brand than Nintendo models for Joy-Cons or for grips or accessories that are somewhat popular in Brazil that I would like tell you to look for them too, but you don't have a Switch anymore, so you don't need that, right? But I'm just saying that it is an option. But then at the same time, it is more money to spend, so I'm like, nah, it's fine. When I can play the Switch with like that thing that makes it look like this, you know, that accessory that you attach the two Joy-Cons and then you play it on your TV, that's already very good to me. That grip, actually, that grip accessory. I practiced playing while walking with Game Boy Color as a kid on your way to school. I wish Brazil was safe enough to do that in here, though. Thankfully, my city, even though it is like next to Rio, it is not that dangerous in certain areas. So I kind of go to those certain areas to play my Pokemon Go and then don't mind about getting robbed that much. But of course, there is always the risk. But I don't think it is that dangerous. But yeah, I wish I could be playing it in more places without worries, right? So I could see myself, for example, playing the 3DS. I also got my 3DS, but I could only play my 3DS with other people either in inside places, right? Like in shopping malls or at somebody's house. And you know what? Okay, I will bring this up again. I'm pretty sure this is not the first time that I say that, but every time I think about my 3DS, I remember that and I miss that on the Switch. Man, Nintendo, when are you going to give us a Street Pass minigame feature for the Switch? I understand that carrying your 3DS with you is easier and everything, but we need something like that for the Switch. You know, people still hang out together with other people that have their Switch, but there is nothing to interact the consoles, you know. I loved so much the Street Pass mini games in the 3DS. It was so damn fun. They could totally do the same for the Switch, even though the Switch is chunkier. That's not a big deal, you know, because people will still bring their Switch to other people's houses and then they can play together, you know. It can work. It is harder than the 3DS, it is, but it can still work. Or maybe make it more online as well. For example, if you have your friend list on your Switch, you can, once per day, I don't know, send a gift or like send a reminder to your friend or something, and then that reminder, that gift will allow your friend to like to progress on those mini games just like in the 3DS. Even if you don't meet those people like in person, just the interaction is what counts. I miss that so much. Also, hi Subro, what's up, man? The Netherlands are pretty safe, yeah. You live in the south, it's much safer as in the cities. Yeah, that's the good thing about where I'm living, right? I live close to Rio, I'm only 20 minutes to Rio, or maybe a little bit more than that. But I do think my city is way safer than Rio itself. For example, the other day I was watching, not the other day, I think it was yesterday or maybe 2 days ago, I was watching a video on Twitter, right? And it was a very sad video because it was like a group of bandits pretty much beating up a tourist, um, and the tourist was a foreigner as well, to like steal the guy's items, and he was like on the floor and then getting kicked and everything. And then the bandits were like leaving the place like nothing has happened. And then some other passerbys were around too, and then they didn't do anything. So, Rio it is not too bad, but some bad things can happen more often in there, for sure, if you're not careful. Especially now during Carnival, yes. I don't like Carnival time because of how the streets get crowded, how people get drunk, and how the bandits and thieves, they use that time to steal people, right? But the Switch is a fine piece of machinery, all in all. I agree. Yes, the Switch is a very complete console. My only complaint about the Switch is regarding the price of the games. And speaking of which, right? Have you guys seen that in the Last of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom website? First, Nintendo has kind of announced a price for the game that was like higher than normal. I think in the US that price was like almost $70. And then here in Brazil it was 360 reais. But then people started criticizing Nintendo so much on Twitter by like, hey Nintendo, why is Zelda getting more expensive, like in comparison to your other main titles, And then Nintendo just hid that price from the website after they have caused damage. And then I was watching a video of like the Brazilian YouTubers talking about that. And then they were saying that it seems that some big game companies are wanting to raise their game prices for a while, but they have not yet. And then Sony was the first one to say something about that, and then Sony has been raising their game prices. They just didn't know who would do it the first, and then Sony did it, so now everybody kind of wants to do it. Steam has done that recently as well in many countries. They adjust the dollar conversion price or rate, right? Or exchange. So now many game prices on Steam have increased. And it looks like Nintendo wants to do it too. Without a warning though. They didn't say anything about raising their game prices, and then suddenly Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 or Tears of the Kingdom is more expensive. It is already very expensive in Brazil, but it seems that they wanted to make it more expensive even. You may play many an hours in the future. Do you mean the Switch games? But that's why you got a Steam Deck, to avoid the price raises. Because you can easily spend the difference in money on games on the Switch, making it an equal option in the long run. Even though it is more expensive to get a Steam Deck, I can see that it has more value, right, for what you can do in the long run, for sure. Subri saying everything gotten more expensive after the pandemic. Yeah, right, there was a situation about microchips that were rare to get during the pandemic, or thanks to the pandemic, and then that's why the gaming companies are raising prices now. Yeah, right, Tears of the Kingdom was almost $70 in the US, but then they have removed that, right? I heard that they removed that price tag from the website after people started complaining. But probably they will still go for that, since that's what they kind of want to do. Nintendo games just don't feel worth that price at all. I agree. In Brazil, it is freaking expensive. In here, many people don't want to get a Switch because of that. Because you can buy, I don't know, 2 or 3 Xbox games for that price, and then you also have Xbox Game Pass, which is way more cheap as well. I just pirate games to try and buy them afterwards if they are good. I just looked up in the... Oh, the price is still there though? Maybe they have removed that from the Brazilian, I'm not sure, the Brazilian website. But still, that sucks so much, especially because, like I said, they haven't warned anybody, right? They haven't said anything. There was no note about like, hey fans, I know you guys like our games, but sadly thanks to the, I don't know, microchips, or thanks to inflation, thanks to the dollar raising price or something, thanks to the pandemic, we gotta adjust the prices. They haven't said a word. They just like, this is our new price, screw you all, right? And then like, what? At the same time, which was also making this weirder, at the same time, recently, they announced that they would be back to something that they have done years ago, which was like a Nintendo. I don't know how is this called in English though, but like it's a Nintendo coupon, right? A Nintendo coupon for you to like purchase two big titles for 500 reais. I'm not sure how much is that in dollars, but like it gets a discount, maybe a $30 discount for buying two games. I'm not sure if I'm exaggerating, but that's my guess. But it's a Nintendo coupon that saves up money in case you buy two titles at once, like two main titles. It can be Zelda Breath of the Wild, Super Mario something, yeah. And also Pokemon is card and Violet, if I'm not mistaken. So it's weird that they did that recently. Like they allowed people to purchase that coupon in case they had the Nintendo Online subscription, and then that gives you the idea of like, hey, Nintendo is helping people to buy more games because the games will be cheaper if you use that coupon. So you get that impression that Nintendo is somewhat dropping their game prices, and then suddenly, bam! No, Zelda 2 is going to be way more expensive. So you know, it was super weird. If they deserve my support, the games, right? If you test them first, and then if they deserve your money, then you buy the original. Why is Canadian dollar so much more expensive? I get the Canadian dollar has experienced slightly more inflation than the American dollars, but is it really that much inflated that it's a $20 difference? That sounds weird, actually. I didn't know that was the difference between the two prices between Canada and the US. I'm not sure how much more is it expensive in comparison to Brazilian prices though, but honestly, that sounds worse than the situation in Brazil, in my opinion. Because I do think that the Brazilian price is somewhat close to the price of the games in the US. So yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with Canada as well. You are making me lost about it too. Like, why is that? Subaru, did you watch the Nintendo Direct? We were talking about that, and then it escalated into Nintendo games prices, right? But honestly, guys, here's my strategy for the rest of my Switch's lifetime. After I got my Switch from China and during Black Friday with like amazing prices and coupons and discounts and cashback and everything, I told myself right after, I will only be buying more Switch games in the next Black Friday and from China again. So I'm like seeing what Nintendo is doing. I'm seeing what Brazil is doing as well regarding game prices. It seems that they will be getting a raise, but I'll be waiting patiently until November 2023, and then I will see what China will be doing. And then if China does the same as last year, I'm like, take my money, China. Yes, that's my plan. So probably this year I will try to buy Zelda Breath of the Wild 1, maybe Xenoblade Chronicles 2, because I now love Xenoblade Chronicles 1. And then I don't know what else, because I still don't feel like getting Pokemon. Yeah, I still don't feel like getting Pokemon. Today I also went back to some more Smash Bros. Ultimate, because I still think I need to unlock more characters on that game. Thank goodness today I could unlock Pac-Man. I love Pac-Man so much. Yeah, after I got all the gold trophies in 150cc's in Mario Kart 8, in all of the cups, I went back to Smash Brothers. I need to go back to Xenoblade 2 as well. I was kinda getting to the end game of that. Also, I gotta tell you this, Nintendo, I think you spoiled me in your Xenoblade Chronicles 3 DLC pass. I can be wrong, but I'm pretty sure one of the characters I saw in that trailer was a spoiler to my experience in Xenoblade Chronicles, because I was like, is that the character that I'm thinking? And it is a character that I have been theorizing what's going to happen to that character or not in my playthrough, and then suddenly he's in Xenoblade Chronicles 3? So I'm like, wait a minute, Nintendo, are you spoiling me? So yes, I think Nintendo spoiled me. Anyway, guys, I was speaking for an entire hour, and we might be speaking more, but I need to finish this coaster as well. So let me pay attention to this again. It gets to 36 miles per hour once it goes underground. Maybe I should change that. How's this underground section then? Invisible supports. Oh yeah, it has that drop, right? Maybe it shouldn't have that drop. I think this drop right here is not good for my coaster. So can I just go straight ahead? Because I already have a lot of speed, right? I need to go lower for real. Man, I wish I didn't need to. Can I raise that? I can raise this. It's going to look ugly though. But I think I'll go for that. Yeah, just so I can finish this coaster. Yes, I'll go for this change. There we go. This can, and hopefully will, help it a little bit more, right? Oh, the Brazilian real is actually worse? Wait, how is the... What is the price for the games in the US? Isn't it like $50? Wait, you were a little bit away checking in on an American buddy of mine. I hope he's doing okay though. But don't worry about it, Rebo. No, but what is the price for the games in there? Wait, maybe it is $40 actually. Okay, if it is $40, then the Brazilian conversion is worse. Because the prices in here is closer to $50. Close. Not really it, but close. Because it is like 300 reais. Oh, it is 60. Oh, never. I can't do math. Okay, it is $60, right? $60 is close to the price in Brazil. Not for not for Tears of the Kingdom. For Tears of the Kingdom, it is more expensive indeed. Yeah. So here's the thing. Of course, it oscillates or like it varies, but in my opinion, a very basic way for you to convert dollars to Brazilian reais is like by multiplying the American price per 5. So if it is $60, that times 5 is 300. 300 reais is the price of the games here in Brazil. So you see the conversion is kinda okay-ish. It is not like with $20 plus, like you said there was in Canadian price versus American price. No, I think it is kinda fair between the American price and the Brazilian price. But Tears of the Kingdom, yes, it raised it way more. It raised in... Yeah, it's actually the same thing. It's now $70 in the US, and it was kinda 350 here in Brazil. So they added like 50 reais, which is like $10, right? So yeah. The conversion in Brazil, or between Brazil and the US, is kinda going along the lines. But then in Canada, it sounds like they added it in $20. Even though the conversion between the Brazilian real and the Canadian dollar in comparison to the American dollar, the Canadian dollar should be better than the Brazilian real, right? Because it's not, I cannot see the Canadian dollar being like 5 times the American dollar. It makes no sense to me. But the Brazilian real is. But for some reason, maybe because it was the only way Nintendo could be selling their games in here for a somewhat fair price, even though it is still expensive in our opinion, was by doing that. So my changing the coaster did it a small difference, but not enough. But it was able to make it better. So let me think on something else to change. But yeah, guys, I think I will wait until Black Friday. I will hope that the app or the shopping app that I use to buy my Switch, to buy my games as well, will have the deals for Black Friday again. And then that's going to be the best way for me to purchase those Nintendo games, right? And I'm looking forward to get Breath of the Wild, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and then honestly I'm not sure what else. I'm really not sure on what else. Maybe an indie game, maybe Persona. Although at the same time I think it's better for me to buy Persona for the computer. Let's see, so it starts going down like that. And then it goes up. Yes, I don't know what else to change though. Subaru is still there, man? Nobu and Rebo, have you guys by any chance watched The Last of Us series? Are you guys watching that? Because today I finished watching the episode. I actually got up to date. Yes, I finished watching episodes 3 and 4. I don't know what to change in here though. Following the graphic doesn't help me that much. I like them, but episode 4 was a little bit weird in my opinion. I think I got a little bit lost after they got the city, right? Yes, things happened there either too fast or maybe I didn't pay too much attention, but I got a little bit lost in there. With the new character introduction and then the situation and the outcome, I got a little bit lost on those things. But you know what I actually realized, Sabaru? And this is something that also bugged me a little bit in Attack on Titan that I was talking about earlier with Rebo. We were talking a little bit about Attack on Titan earlier. It is bugging me that The Last of Us has been focusing the most on humans than the zombies. So it's been like turning me off about that, you know? I wish the zombie problematic was more intense than the human problems, you know? And Attack on Titan does that too. There is a moment in the show that the human situation becomes more crazy than the Titan situation, so it kind of disappoints you a little. So I'm missing more zombies, basically. It feels like the humans are the real threat, which is kind of... It's not wrong, but I just wish it was not the focus. And it's kinda the focus. So I'm a little bit disappointed on that matter. I was hoping for more zombies, and maybe I was hoping for them to be more alone, like the protagonists of the show, and then they really had to deal with mostly zombies and their own survival than the humans. But no, everywhere they go there are humans. There are other survivors. I'm like, stop the shit. Where are the zombies? Isn't this show about zombies? So that's how I have been feeling. Also, hi Yoda, what's up, man? It's basically the... Or maybe what Sabri saying is like, it's the basic question about plots that are post-apocalyptic. Who is the real biggest threat, right? Who's the real enemy? That also works for dystopias or dystopias. I think it's dystopias, right? The way to pronounce that. Dystopias. Like the Hunger Games, for example. It will keep being about humans even more so in... Oh no! Even more so in the second game? No! Hashtag Team Resident Evil then. Are you kidding me? Man, no! Turn everybody into zombies already then. Come on. If I wanna see a show about human problems, I watch a war movie. I hate war movies in general. That's why I'm not liking this that much. You like Detroit Become Human? That's actually a game that I wanna try at some point. Isn't it about artificial intelligence and stuff? I'm curious about it. It's very good visually and story-wise. Yes, I'm curious about that game for sure. Some is saying zombies, even the ones that are made of fungi, are predictable, while humans are not predictable. Why do I want to say yes and no for that? Maybe it's because I'm also thinking on Resident Evil. Resident Evil has zombies that are smart. Why can't we have fungi zombies that can also be smart? In Resident Evil, some of the villains in there, some of the bosses in there are zombies, but they have still some, you know, knowledge. Not fully knowledge, but or they're not as, let's say, rational, but they are still under control the situation with overpowers. I don't know, man. I just hope that this at least add more balance to it, right? Because only seeing them like dealing with people, I'm tired of that. Especially because they're only dealing with government. It's so BS. If only there were other survivors, you know, for them to like try to escape, try to survive together as a group, like a slasher movie, you know, and then the zombies are the threat in a slasher sort of comparison, then sure, but no, it's always the government. Stop right there! It's the police! You are under arrest! Or like, you can't enter this controlled area because you might be infected. I understand, but I'm tired of it. It's exhausting. It almost feels like that even zombies need to pay taxes. On how BS that is. I was planning on replaying the Walking Dead Telltale games. I think I got some of those Telltale games. If I'm not mistaken, some of those were given away before. Speaking of zombies, I actually have heard, Rebo, that those Telltale games are very good. But sadly, didn't the company that developed them bankrupt? I can be wrong, but I think it got bankrupted, right? But I hope I'm wrong though. I'm just saying what I just vaguely remembered, but I got that impression. Which also, by the way, made me remember something from the Nintendo Direct that surprised me. Not only that Golden Sun is now on the Switch, but also that Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga is coming for the Switch, even though Alpha Dream was bankrupt, which was the developer of Mario and Luigi. I, of course, like that announcement because I love Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. It is the best, it is the first and the best of the franchise. But yeah, Alpha Dream was bankrupted, so how did that happen? Now they're only missing Super Mario RPG, right? So we're saying like zombies and other infected people, they have instincts. So because of those natural instincts, you can kind of give them some sort of rules on how they will be reacting to situations. But then what about the Resident Evil villains that I was saying? Don't you think they are smart? At least some of them? Yeah, it vanished as quick as it came into existence. Telltale, right? Sadly, they got bankrupted. Another example is that in episode 4, when they are camping, there aren't many motives to be other infected people there, but maybe there are some humans. I remember that when they were in episode 3 visiting Frank and the other guy, I forgot his name now, they were saying that they are safe against zombies, but that humans and thieves could be visiting them, right? Bill, okay, Bill and Frank, yes. They were advising them that, hey, you might be alright about zombies, but at some point in the night, thieves will come, right? And then they were super correct. Also, by the way, I decided to start watching the game's playthrough of The Last of Us. And to my surprise, it is super short, right? I mean, I haven't watched much, I only watched half an hour. But the way the story starts is very short in comparison to how it started in the series. So yeah, the series pretty much got the... I don't know, the highlights of the game, and then they added extra to the important points of the game, right? And they added a lot. For example, Joel gets a watch, a wristwatch as a gift, so they showed his daughter going to the store, buying the watch and everything, preparing the surprise. When in the game you don't see nothing like that, you only see her giving him the wristwatch. Yeah, the game is way shorter than what there was in the show, right? Resident Evil 4 and Village, they have a somewhat... the zombies in those games, they have a somewhat good level of intelligence, but it's not that high. I don't know, especially in Village. All of those bosses are smart, especially Heisenberg, in my opinion. I love how we are chatting and everything, but I cannot fix this coaster. I can't concentrate because I don't know what to change. And also, I don't want to change anything because I love the coaster the way it is. But I think I will need to really go for changes, right? I have no choice. You know what? Maybe one thing that's also making this to be super intense is that it drops and then it has curves, or like it turns, right? So I think I have no choice than getting rid of something like that, for example, and making it more simple. Which makes me sad, because there goes my level design or my coaster design. But I wanna believe and hope and pray for that this is going to help it a little. Wait a second. Oh, I can use. Wait, could this work? I just had a brilliant idea. Ultras, thank you so much for the resub, man. How's it going? You just bought more oregano? I don't need to buy more oregano, but my main pack of oregano is almost over. But I do have a second one that's closed though. But what's up, man? Did you do some groceries today? I just realized that I can use the chains on drops. And I think that will help my train or my cars to slow down. Even though this coaster model has no brakes, I wanna test that out. Somebody's saying she didn't buy the wristwatch, she fixed it. That's true, she fixed it with his money, right? It's like a caveman that has some sort of intelligence level, but it is not the same as someone in the modern days. I don't know if I agree though, it depends on the zombie you were talking about. Would you say that Heisenberg, for example, has like caveman intelligence? I don't think so. If it is I don't know, if it is one of those, of course, normal zombies, agreed. But when we talk about Wesker, Birkin, Heisenberg, the freaking doll from Resident Evil Village 2, the boss of Resident Evil Village, I forgot her name though. Miranda, I think, yeah, right, Miranda. And Lady Dimitrescu, those zombies, they are smart. Yeah, they added more things to give players a reason to watch it. They did a good job, because it looked way more interesting to watch that than in the game, in my opinion. But at the same time, the game... I didn't think the game did a good job on telling us the story so far, at least in the first 30 minutes. Yeah, it was very... what is the word? Intuitive. And then maybe if you missed a small detail, you could skip something very important about the universe they were living at, right? Or living in. Especially when they were bringing up the Fedra, which is pretty much the government. In the game, it's like... it is super, you know, it's a very quick introduction. You kind of need to learn it as you explore it. It was not like something they stopped the game to tell you about, pretty much. So I don't know, it was very intuitive, very strange. Your friend is coming by, Ultras? On the weekend, my parents are returning tomorrow. Yeah, I started house cleaning today, tomorrow I will finish that. So I had to buy some groceries and stuff. Do you know what you were cooking for the time he's with you there? He wit like a king, there we go. And it will be our first time spending some high quality time hanging out in 4 years almost. I do hope you guys can have a lot of fun and that the weather also gets better in case it's still cold in the air, right? I hope it gives you a good weather. Which was not the case in Rio, by the way. Yesterday, Rio got flooded. Surprisingly, I did not get a power outage. I could not believe I did not get a power outage. I was scared of streaming yesterday because of the crazy rain we had in here. Because like, I'm totally getting a power outage. I did not get one, but Rio especially got flood like crazy. My city too, but thank goodness where I was in my apartment, nothing really happened. But yeah, Rio was like super rainy yesterday. Today a little bit too, but not much. Heisenberg has the same intelligence level as a normal person, you see? Way more than a Lycan. Yeah, those are the zombies that I wanna see the protagonists of The Last of Us dealing with. But then the fungi needs to be into a symbiosis with the person, which is actually something that could be happening to one of the protagonists, right? I don't know if that's going to happen, don't spoil me or anything, but maybe? By one of the protagonists, I mean... how is she called again? Ellie, right? Did that connect? I think it did. You took Friday off work, man, to clean your place? Probably split a smaller pizza plus fried calamari when he arrives? Yes, I'm not surprised you would be baking pizza, right? It is your specialty. And if I can get it right, you would go for a mushroom pizza. The dinner is going to be grilled flank steak with chimichurri sauce, or chimichurri, right? Chimichurri sauce, grilled shrimp, roasted potatoes, roasted broccoli, and you see the mushrooms must be somewhere. And you are also baking some focaccia bread to snack on. Ooh. How are you... I mean, I'm guessing focaccia will have toppings. Does your have toppings? Or is it just like a loaf, right? A bread without toppings? When I think about focaccia, I think on toppings though. Maybe ham, maybe sausage, maybe cheese. Oh, pizza will be margherita, one of my favorites. Sabri saying, in the series of The Last of Us, the infected has a condition... No, has a connection one with the other. Oh yeah, all of the infected people, they have a connection between themselves, that's true. Because they communicate, I don't know, thanks to something that they feel from the earth, right? From the ground. Some sort of root connection. So they are all acting thanks to instinct. They are not using their brains to think. That makes a little bit more... That makes sense because they are... It's like there are many zombies, but they're all following the same logic. Because every zombie is connected to another, right? When one zombie notices something, the other ones also know that. Thanks to this underground root connection between the fungi, right? That is true. That makes it harder for them to be more independent and also rational, as they are all following the same, I don't know, instructions or ideas, or doing the same thing. Also, hi Electro, what's up, man? Yoda has seen some random news about a mafia hitman becoming a pizza chef? Wait, what? It was like a change of heart or change of life? I saw some news, although I think I deleted the pictures. But I saw some news in here that... Yes, I'm pretty sure I deleted the pictures though. That here in Brazil, there is now this one trend of like huge pizzas, which is like a big horizontal pizza, right, with many sections. It is starting to become a trend, even though I have only seen that on Twitter, not really in real life. Not sure how I feel about that though. I think a huge pizza. Have you guys seen that sandwich that is like also super huge and long? How is that called in English? Because here in Brazil we have that. We call it like the bread per meter. So basically you make an order and then you say, I want a sandwich that's like 2 meters long or something. And then it is a huge sandwich that's sliced into tiny parts. And then you can bring that to a party or to a convention or I don't know, to some sort of event. And then people get served on that sandwich, right? I believe they're doing the same with pizzas in here. It's like a super long pizza with many different toppings and flavors, but it sounded very exaggerated for, I don't know, a casual group reunion of friends. No, 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 it's something bigger than that. So I wonder how are they making that to become a bigger thing, because regular families or regular friends wouldn't order such a long pizza, right? But the sandwich one, I love it. Yes, it was super delicious. The focaccia will have sliced and semi-dried tomato, olive, garlic, rosemary, olive oil, and parmigiano. Yes, so as I figured, it does have some toppings or some herbs involved, right? And it sounds great, man. I wish I could eat that, just like as I remember the meter sandwich, right? Did you see the Nintendo Direct? I did, Electro. Did you as well? What did you think about it? Electro, I got you an idea in here on how to try fixing this coaster. And as this coaster doesn't have brakes, I decided to go for the chains when it falls, because the chains can also kinda slow this down, right? So I kinda wanna test that out. Like using the chains to slow my coaster. Because I do like the way it looks, I just don't know how to make it slower. So I'm kinda using the chains. Do you think that's a good alternative? That's what I was thinking. But then I don't know if I need to do that for like all of the drops. This coaster has been such a big problem. Oh, Yoda, yes, I got... I was mentioning the freaking spoiler of Xenoblade. So I got spoiled, right? I recognize a game from your free emotes. Okay, I was super happy about that actually. It was one of my favorite things for sure. Yes, Electro, they freaking brought up a new Professor Layton game, right? I was very happy about that. And I loved how I was kinda talking about it by the time it happened, because the developer of the Professor Layton games is level 5. And I noticed that for this entire direct, even though I forgot which game was the first one, was it... Wait a second, was it Ghost Trick? Is Ghost Trick by level 5? Maybe it is. Let me see. Ghost Trick, is it by level 5? No, it is by Capcom, that's true. But there was another level 5 game too that I noticed. It was not only Fantasy Life. Let me see a list of level 5 games. They did talk about another one in this direct too, right? I remember seeing level 5 2 times. Oh yeah, okay, there we go. It was Decapolis. Actually, Decapolis, right? Decapolis or Decapolis. Deca Police. It was the first new game I mean, it was one of the new games they announced, that and the first one by Level 5. And then I was like, oh, okay, so now Level 5 is working on another mystery puzzle-like game, which was Deca Police. And later on, they talked about Fantasy Life 2, and I was like, seriously, they're bringing this again after so long? And then after that, I was like, okay, Level 5, I see you are still working on games, but what about Professor Layton? And then suddenly Professor Layton. I was like, let's go! And it was especially surprising because I believe it was told by them that Catriel Layton, which was their previous Layton-like game, would be the last Layton game, you know? I actually don't think... I mean, I haven't played Catriel Layton, but I have the feeling that Professor Layton may not even be there, or if he's there, he's only spoken about. I don't know, I need to play that still, right? But I had the feeling they were kind of trying to stop the Professor Layton focus and giving the focus to other characters to create new stories, and I felt like it would be Catriel. But no, now Professor Layton was there and feeling like he's the main protag again. So I was not expecting it. And yes, Yoda, when I saw that trailer, I was like, this is probably spoiling me on Xenoblade, isn't it? Can't say that I'm very surprised, because that one character that was shown... that was shown, right? That was shown on the trailer. I was thinking he was sus already, and I had my theories. But now this one trailer was like, my theories are probably right. Wait, unless there is still a possibility though. I'm not talking about Shulk. Unless Yoda was talking about Shulk. It was a spoiler for sure, but it was not fully surprising to me because of how, especially Pilot, told me to like, you should play every single Xenoblade Chronicles game until getting to the third, so you can like have a better experience. So when he said that, it made me feel that the story is really connected, right? So I wouldn't be fully surprised about Shulk being there somewhat. But it was the character he was talking to that was my problem. I wasn't fully sure if it were who I'm thinking, but I had the feeling it was, and then thanks to that I was spoiled. The streamer mentioned Level 5 doesn't usually release games for America. Level 5 is very famous, in my opinion at least, to make puzzle games. Hence why they were developing Professor Layton. But also now to date was revealed they worked for Deca Police. Which, by the way, another thing about this direct was that it was half based on expansion packs, DLCs and stuff and extras. It was half based on some new announcements, but many of them were ports or remakes or something like that. And then some things also that we knew were coming but we have seen more, like Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 and Pikmin 4, for example. But the other part of this direct was a big focus on investigation, detective, and puzzle games. We got so many of those announcements in there. And it's funny because the last Nintendo Direct, if you guys remember, was criticized by only getting us or giving us farm simulator, harvesting simulator games, or farming RPG games. You know, those, let's say, Harvest Moon, Stardew Valley, Harvestella sort of games. Yeah, remember the last Nintendo Direct, everybody was like, really, Nintendo? Are you throwing harvesting RPGs all over and then one after the other? This one was all about investigation detective games, which I liked because I like those games a lot. And also, I gotta tell you that the ones they revealed in here, not only this one, Deca Police, but also Code Rain. No, Rain Code. Yeah, Rain Code, which was the other one. Then now Professor Layton 2, all of those look amazing. because they were mixing the investigation part with something else. The first one was like RPG and investigation, and the other one felt a lot like Persona, which is another RPG, but it had a more Persona-like style with investigation. And then Professor Layton. Professor Layton is probably going to be storytelling, visual novels plus puzzle solving. Anything good in the direct? There were a couple announcements, but I wouldn't say it was a very fantastic direct though. No, which I was not expecting. Um, but I like the direct, especially because of these games that I'm saying that were investigation puzzle like games with something else going on too, like RPG mechanics and some other things. Professor Layton game, I was not expecting that at all. I also liked some of the ports. Ghost Trick port, another investigation-like game and puzzle game. Never saw that coming. It was like a game for the Nintendo DS that's now getting ported to the Switch. Then there was Baton Kratos. It's Kratos, right? Baton Kratos, which is like an RPG, but it's more underrated. And then it's also getting a port. The new Mario Kart track. The Game Boy games coming to the Nintendo Online feature. But the rest was pretty much something we already knew. Oh, Metroid Prime 1 Remastered. Yeah, Metroid Prime 1 Remastered was a very good announcement, even though the rumors were hoping for the Prime trilogy to be remade, right? But at least the first one was remade. And then what else? I don't think there were many big announcements. The Noppons connect the Xenoblade games like the Moogle in Final Fantasy. Yoda, do you prefer Moogles or Noppons? Honestly, the Noppons in the one game I'm playing, in the first Xenoblade Chronicles game, they are very charming. So, I don't know. I may actually end up liking the Noppons more than the Mogs. I'm not sure. So far, at least, I think I would pick the Noppons. So far. But I like both. What else can I change in here? Man, I have been so... I don't know, I haven't been able to focus on any of my games lately. I can't focus on this, I can't focus on Sable, I can't focus on Golden Sun. So I start my stream, I start talking, and I cannot do anything in what I'm playing. I don't know if it is because it is too hard, or if it's because, I don't know, I'm not focusing at all. But I do have that feeling that everything I tried doing, I have been struggling so extra much. And by the way, the chains are not really working like I thought they would, right? So it was not really helping this out. Koopo? Summer prefers the Koopos, right? That's for sure. Or the Mogs. But I think the reason why I'm liking the Noppons so much is because of where they live in Xenoblade Chronicles 1, right? I love their city. It's not called Noppon Village, it's called Village Tree, I think? The tree... wait. How is it called? I just forgot the name of it now. Noppon Village, Xenoblade... Frontier Village. Yeah, Frontier Village. I love that place so much. Which turn has the highest lateral G? I was trying to investigate the... I mean, this one is very big, right? I was trying to investigate and study the graphs as well, but I couldn't get anywhere. Oh, lateral G is this one. Oh, wait. It is the first drop, actually, right? That turn right there on the back. Yeah, lateral G, right? After I chose the graphs, I noticed that I was checking vertical. It is one of the turns on the back. Isn't this one? Yeah, one of those two right there, right? And then they go lower. So I was mentioning Baton Kratos, this one classic RPG, I think from the GameCube. Does anybody know that game? Like, has anybody played it? And did any of you liked... Wait, did any of you like any of those police detective investigation games that were announced today? I like them all, I kinda wanna play them all. I recommend using the white turns. Actually, I was trying to do that. Yes, I did change this one. And I tried changing it there too, but I couldn't. But I was trying to make that change as well. Okay, so let's do it again. Also, by the way, it's getting hot in here. So, Baton Kratos feels a bit similar to Chrono Cross. They also showed us more on... How is that one new RPG called? That has the composer of Chrono Cross and Chrono Trigger. Maybe staying higher if you can. Without dropping, right? Sea of Stars. Yeah, the show does more on Sea of Stars as well. I was surprised that this Baton Kratos game has card mechanics. Yeah, my design for this coaster unfortunately cannot be the same, right? Yeah. We can't have good coasters and coasters that actually work at the same time. By the way, Yoda, did you find the Yowamushi episode that was like number 17? Because I still couldn't find it in any of my anime apps. So I'm not fully sure if the episode was really out. Maybe for some reason the subtitles was out, but or the subtitles were out, but not the episode. I don't know. Like, is it really out? I mean, I should have looked more, but I could not find it so far, at least. Oh yeah, by the way, Electro, the other day you were posting your final result for the Dynamite Dunes coaster on Planet Coaster Dude. Great job, man. It looked just like the original game or like the original RollerCoaster Tycoon level. Fantastic job. Just while it turns on that part of the highest lateral Gs, I think it is this drop right here in the beginning, right? Do you have any other project in mind, Electro? Any other coaster or park idea from RollerCoaster Tycoon for you to try to recreate in there? You know what? Okay, this is one of the coolest looking coasters in the original RCT game. But at the same time, I think this one project would give you the craziest work ever, right? In case you would try to recreate it. But I think you would agree with me that one of the coolest coasters in RCT... I love how I'm saying in RCT and then I'm now realizing, wait, I'm playing RCT right now, right? I was speaking of it like I was not playing it. That's how distracted and then not focusing I am right now. Dude, I'm playing the game I'm talking about. What am I doing? Yeah, one of the best coasters ever in this game is Three Monkeys Park, right? See no evil, hear no evil, and speak no evil. Those three coasters, if anyone is brave enough to recreate them in freaking Planet Coaster or any other park game or park simulator game, then yeah, big challenge, but those three coasters are fantastic in my opinion. So that would be a suggestion, although I think it's too hard. Maybe it's better for us to think on something else. It is the episode in which there is raining during the race. So I did not watch that. It is really out? Why is it not on the app? Yeah, it is not there. You know what, Yoda? I will look for that episode either in English subs or other websites then, because it is not on the app that I normally watch it. Okay, so it is a new episode. Oh, Electro is saying that he doesn't think he will do more recreations because of the landscaping. The landscaping took many hours, yeah. Somebody made that park in Parkitect? So I wouldn't bother making that. Alright, someone has already done the Three Monkeys Park in there. And then Parkitect has first person view as well. Yeah, I still haven't played Parkitect, but I wouldn't be surprised if it had that, yes. Because RollerCoaster Tycoon 3 had first person view, right? And then I think Parkitect is like mixing roller coaster and then up to tree graphics plus Planet Coaster customizations. Oh yeah, give me a second here. Let me check something else on my phone. Okay. Electro, in case you can have the link of that video or like wherever I can see that, I would love to see that recreation though, in case you also remember who did it. Because I love that park a lot. You know what? I can actually show that to everybody to see what I'm talking about. And also I would be saving my game, which is always great, right? I'm talking about Three Monkeys Park. This one. This coaster is one of the craziest coasters ever in this game, in my opinion. The three coasters, right? See no evil, speak no evil, and hear no evil. So I was wondering, did somebody recreate this? Look at that, they're all synced as well. Yeah, I think this is one of the best models in this entire game, in my opinion. And then if somebody was able to recreate these coasters in a more realistic or better graphically looking game, I think it looks amazing, especially with the first person camera, right? Yes, Yoda, you see, this park is super remarkable to me thanks to those three coasters that are very synced together. Maybe there is a chance, although I don't remember it right now, but maybe there is a chance that these coasters can crash. Because they have more than one train, right? But I don't remember for sure if when I played this level in the past, if it crashed. But the solution is simple, you just need to remove extra trains and leave them with a single train. Yeah, but anyway, let's go back, but this is the coaster or the park that I was talking about to Electro. No, not new game, it's load. Don't save game. Let's go back to Octagon Park. There we go. Oh, that's the Reddit post. Would you mind sending that on Discord though? Because that would be better for me to check it later, right? There are no videos, maybe it's just pictures? Oh wait, they shared the save file maybe? Wait a minute, now I'm checking the link. Oh my god. Yeah, there are the pics. It look okay. Everybody can click there and check those pictures. It is exactly the park that I showed you, right? Man. And the graphics are so good looking, right, in Parkitect? That's the game we'll be playing here at some point in the future, right? When I'm like 60 years old, that's what we are playing here. Yeah, that looks so great. I'm happy that I remember that level because it is one of my favorite levels now that I'm thinking about it. Sadly, there were no videos, right? Yeah. Where did I stop changing here? I was changing the turns, right? Is this complete? It is not. Okay, so we are back to where I stopped. Invisible supports. But then, guys, you also agree with me that the Nintendo Direct was kinda weak, right? I would not say it was bad, but especially the first half of it was kinda weak, right? Because they were focusing the most on DLCs, extra content, expansion passes. I'm so tired of that. I think that DLCs, expansion passes and everything, it's like the new Battle Royale, you know, I'm so sick of it. And it's so greedy because like they just released Fire Emblem Engage and then, I don't know, 2 weeks later they are already talking about, hey, you can get expansions and DLCs and... Man, you just released the game. There is no need for expansions right now. People are still trying to beat the game. So yes, I was very tired of that. I just hope that Nintendo don't start, or doesn't, that Nintendo doesn't start that shit of like NFTs, because then it's rip, right? Maybe worse than DLCs and everything is like NFTs. This is not good, like having a crazy drop like that. Yeah, I think I should end this final drop in here, which means that my tunnel idea is over. Yeah. Another thing that I was talking about in the beginning of the stream was Steam Next Fest. That it's when Steam drops like many demos for people to try and to check. I was recommending Nubble and Rebel to like look for new games by checking the page on Steam. And then I was telling them that there was one game that surprised me, that I didn't know that was being created. And it is a sequel of a game that I have played. I wonder if Subaru or maybe somebody else remembers that game. Teslagrad, which is like a platformer, an indie platformer with some physics puzzles and mechanics for you to platform. It uses like electricity. So pretty much some sort of gravitation powers and stuff. You remember that? There is a sequel. I was checking the upcoming games on Steam Next Fest, and then I saw Teslagrad 2. I'm like, really? Yeah, there is a sequel already, or coming up. Besides other titles, of course, that I have seen. I remember that we were able to do everything in that game, like find all of the extras, right? But I don't think I got all of the achievements, because I don't think it counted as a complete game on my Steam page. But in the game itself, I know I got all of those extras. There were like 30 in total. I still remember there were like 30, I think. By extras, I mean the collectibles. I could probably load that park and make a video. Oh, but then would need to give the credits to the person, right, Electro? So we're saying, yeah, I was expecting that we would get some Final Fantasy news. Speaking on which, did they... This has happened, right? They have told us that Final Fantasy Pixel Remastered collection would come to the Switch, right? That happened maybe in the last Nintendo Direct, but I'm not fully sure now. It did happen, right? I'm pretty sure the Pixel Remastered games would come to the Switch, but I kinda don't remember it anymore in the previous Direct. No, we need to go higher in here. No, it's hitting this other part of the coaster too. They started out with Pikmin at least. Pikmin looks great, right? I still wanna play Pikmin, but I gotta be honest. There is an indie game that's like Pikmin that's called Tinykin. I am actually more hyped to play Tinykin than Pikmin. Yeah, it's funny, right? I feel more hyped to play the copy than the original. Yeah, because Tinykin also looks fantastic. I remember you chatting with the music composer for that game. That is true! That is correct! That did happen! Holy shit! Yeah, the guy stopped by here and then he was saying he was the music composer, happy to see people playing the game. I'm like, holy cow! Could he be the same one? Yeah, right? And then I saw the trailer, or at least a little bit of the trailer. The one thing I remember about the trailer is that the protagonist is now a woman or a girl. But I don't know if she will have a connection to the first game, right? But that is true, Yoda. That did happen here. And it's funny how you brought that up. I still remember where I was in the game now. I got the complete picture. I was playing at an area that had lava. And then I was trying to avoid the lava by doing the puzzles and platforming. And then the guy was on the chat at that point. Sabro was hoping or waiting to see if there would be some news on Final Fantasy IX Remake or Final Fantasy Tactics Remastered. I suppose they would be released for the Switch. I don't know if Square would first give us the Final Fantasy IX Remake on the Switch though. I would expect that to be announced first on the PlayStation Direct, right? Or on the Sony Direct. Another thing that I was bringing up was the Etrian Odyssey collection that they are bringing to the Switch, which made me super happy, not because of the game itself, but of course that too, but especially because Persona Q is just like Etrian Odyssey. And then maybe this means that Atlus could be also porting Persona Q and Q2 to both Switch and Steam. So people that never played those games before, for example X5, which by the way X5 was playing Persona 5 earlier today for his first time. I need to ask him how was that, or then I should also check his VOD. But I need to tell him this now. Actually, I need to tell him two things. I need to tell him that maybe we could be getting Persona Q and Q2 for the Switch, so he can also gain some hopes too. But also that now there is a new Professor Layton game, as he's also playing Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright. I love how I also said Persona Layton. Yeah, Persona Layton and Phoenix Wright. Actually, speaking on Phoenix Wright, that's something that I would be expecting to be announced. A new Phoenix Wright game. I would expect that more than a Professor Layton game. But then again, normally when there is a new Phoenix Wright game, it's on Capcom's Directs, right? Not really on a Nintendo Direct. Oh man, I'm really raising everything in here. I hate that the coaster had such a cool design, but now it's, you know, completely random and bad. Oh yeah, also there was that one Mickey game. I like that Mickey game. It looked simple but fun, especially because it is a multiplayer game as well. You know what that reminded me of and why I liked it? It reminded me of Rayman, like Rayman Legends or Rayman Origins. That's why I like that Mickey game. But then sadly, what happened to my boy Rayman? The rabbits are now getting more attention than Rayman for a long time. Because not only they got the Mario Rabbids games, but also new Rabbids Party games as well. While Rayman went to Brawlhalla and never left that game, right? I recently found out that Final Fantasy Tactics is a sequel to Final Fantasy XII. Wait a minute, is that for real? Wait, it's not connected? How come? Where is it not connected? Oh, right here. Okay, what about these changes now? Okay, even though it doesn't look as cool as the first attempt, it totally went smoother now than the first attempt, right? So maybe now it's not too intense. Also, give me another second because the TV show that I would be watching probably is going to start, but I will do the following. I will use the TV show app to like save a little bit of the beginning and maybe even the whole thing. So when I'm done with my stream, I can watch that. But I need to have my phone playing it, so I can like backtrack in the video's length, right? I can go back in time for a limited amount of hours. It's actually maybe 1 hour or so. But then I can get the TV show running there and then watch it later. So I can keep on playing this game at least to finish this coaster. So we're saying that the rabbits are like the minions, that they were more successful than the protagonists. That's true. Let me lower the temperature in here because it's super freaking hot. And let's see the results. Hey Chill Mode, what's up, man? I'm doing alright. I'm trying to fix this coaster. This is actually the coaster you recommended me to do, Chill Mode. This coaster will get your name. Is this finally lit? Is it not intense? It is not intense. Wait a second, but is this good enough? Because I think we have another problem now. Yeah, we were able to fix the intensity and excitement, but I think we don't have the coaster to be long enough, right? We don't, you see? Yes, I just noticed that. Because I was deleting so many parts of it that it is smaller now. It needs to be bigger. So we fix one problem, we get another. It seems promising, but guys, it was too early to celebrate, right? I just need to make it longer now. Any ideas? I actually have an idea. Let's go underground, I guess. Although if I go underground, I will be speeding it up. I don't want to speed it up. You know what? I think I'll extend this right here. But sure, we just don't need to make it too crazy from what we have, right? We just need to make it longer. And then we may be okay. So I will just, you know, make some turns. Without going down, without going up. This is probably not enough, but I want to see how much did I increase. Somebody saying Final Fantasy Tactics Vagrant Story, or History actually. Final Fantasy Tactics Vagrant History, Final Fantasy 12 and Final Fantasy 12 Revenant Wings, and Final Fantasy Tactics Advance 2 are technically in the same world. Why is Vagrant History in there? Isn't it a complete different franchise? Also, sorry, thank you so much for the raid, man. What's up? Is it really Vagrant History or a story though? I kind of had the feeling it was a story. Hey Peach, how's it going? We are here trying to complete this coaster right here, because in this level we gotta get super long coasters, and this is my third one, but not only they need to be very long, they also need to be exciting. So I just now was able to get to the excitement that I needed, but it was not long enough. So I pretty much added some stalling turns and parts right here. And then I'm testing. Hopefully it's going to maybe not really do it, but help me out to get closer to the goal, right? But in the meantime, I'm also catching up with the chat. That looks cool. It's the Pico Coaster. More straight tracks. Let's go Electro. That's the plan, because if I add more drops, it's going to get too intense and then I'm going to ruin the coaster. Did the coaster work like Onyx? Yeah, this is the rock type gym coaster. Another thing about this park is that we are going for a Pokemon theme, and every main coaster is based on a Pokemon type. This coaster right here was based on the rock type, but I just need to finish it before I name it like the rock type gym, right? So far we have the grass coaster, or the grass gym coaster, which is this one right here. Yeah, that's the grass gym coaster. And then we have the steel, right? The steel one by the lighthouse. Right there. Yeah, this is one of the best coasters I have built in my life. Yeah, this is the steel gym coaster. And then it has the lighthouse right here. Everything is a reference to Pokemon. That's Olivine's lighthouse as well, as Jasmine is the steel gym leader of that gym in Johto, right? So we combined everything, the gym coaster with the lighthouse in Olivine. And then down there is a spiral slide named Lapras. Everything has a Pokemon reference in this park. But we gotta get 10 coasters like that, so it's like a very long work. And I'm now hoping... No, it still needs more length, right? But we're getting there. We have the excitement rating above 7, which is the requirement for the objective. But our length needs to be higher than 3.9. Yeah, 3.937. So we still gotta stall this coaster a little bit more, because I don't know if I wanna make it more complex. I actually don't want to make it more complex. Though we got 3 loops, but this looks cool. I hate how I loved my first attempt on this coaster, but sadly it was too intense, so now I need to work on adjustments. Thank goodness it's still kinda, you know, not looking too bad. For example, look at this crazy part right here, I like that. That has the, you know, quick turns and looks like, I don't know, it's not like 4 cornered, it's like 4 edged, right? 4 edged stars, right there. And the reason why this is the rock type gym, by the way, is because I tried to make it as like mountains, you know? Imagine this as a mountain, and then this one is like a lower and smaller mountain as well. I can see it like a group of mountains with some sort of flat surface. That's why it's the rock idea. Straight for a long distance, then a U-turn, and then I go straight, and then a U-turn, Or we should go like zigzags. Yeah, I'm trying to do that with some turns, right? But then Electro was recommending me to go with U-turns. I see what you mean by that, Electro, but I think it would look too boring as well, don't you think? Sorry, what were you playing, man? And Subway saying it's Vagrant Story? Yes, I thought it would be that one. I'm surprised, even though it is a different franchise, it's still in the same universe as Final Fantasy. Like, why is that? Are you using OpenRCT too? No, it's the vanilla, yeah. This is the RollerCoaster Tycoon Deluxe, right? That has the original games plus the expansion packs. Corkscrew Follies and Loopy Landscapes. This is Loopy Landscapes. And this level is Octagon Park. Yeah, the vanilla, which you can tell from the top bar being red. The top bar? Oh, okay, this right here, yeah. What is the color of it in OpenRCT2? That steel coaster is one of my best creations in life, right? I would compare it to the Three Monkeys Park coasters that I showed you guys earlier today. You went through the hoops. This looks crazy. We gotta get 10 coasters, yes, to mode. It is a big challenge, right? Thank goodness the game did prepare us to this moment, with some other coaster building levels in the past. Let me see. Where else can I, install this coaster? I don't know if I want to mess with this part. It is a complex area, but it works, so I kind of don't want to change it. I think I will change something in here still. Oh, you were playing Kirby's Avalanche? Kirby's Avalanche, correct me if I'm wrong, right, Surrey? Is a puzzle game, right? I think it is. I think it is not that one that Kirby plays like golf. I think it's not that one. Let me Google it. I'm pretty sure it is one of the puzzle games. Because Surrey right there is a big puzzle game fan, right? Especially Puyo Puyo Tetris. Which, by the way, Surrey, I don't know if you checked out the Nintendo Direct stream, but now they announced that the Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and GBA games will be coming for the Switch, right? For the Switch Online. Tetris, the original one for the Game Boy, will be there. Or actually, it's already there, because after the Direct, they would have already the Virtual Console on the Switch, right? There was another crazy Game Boy game in there too that I have never heard about that had a very interesting mechanic, but I don't remember how it's called because it had a very Japanese-like name. It was something like Kuribon, something like that, that you need to be moving a bar and avoiding the obstacles while it auto moves. You only move the edges of the bar so it doesn't touch the obstacles. It looked very hard, but still interesting and unique in some ways, right? Kirby Avalanche. This is not... Oh, it is like Puyo Puyo. There we go. Okay. But there is also a Kirby game that's like golfing, right? I always felt curious about the golfing Kirby game too. Some are saying that Vagrant Story is more like a spin-off, and sadly, it never got a sequel. I see, so it feels like Persona and Shin Megami Tensei, a spin-off of Final Fantasy, and then Persona is like a spin-off of Shin Megami. There is a gap in between the top buttons in RCT2. Oh, there is also a gap? OpenRCT has extra options in the top. It probably has the time lapse option, right? The one that to speed up the time, which is something that I wish I had for some levels. The puzzle game? I did not. Oh, really? Yeah, there is the original Tetris now on the Switch. And this other game that's kind of like a puzzle game too in some ways, but it's more action too, as you need to avoid the obstacles as the bar moves. I wish I could remember the name of it though. Shout out to Kirby's Adventures, the realest RPG. Kirby's Adventures. Man, I need to play Kirby games, I see. Or it seems, right? Because I can't remember those ones. Kirby Adventures. Oh, this is like a... Is it the first one? It looks like it's the first one platformer, right? From Kirby? Yeah, I have only started playing Kirby from like the SNS, so I know Kirby Superstar. Um, what is the other one for the SNS as well? Yeah, Kirby Superstar was the one that I played the most. There is also Dreamland 3. I'm not sure if I played that one. And then Dream Course. Oh, Dream Course sounds like the golfing one that I was saying. But I totally need to play more Kirby games. The one I did play for sure was Superstar. Kirby is one of those franchises that I know I will love all of the games, but for some reason I never played them, you know? Which is something that I totally need to change. Yeah, you're right, GB and GBA are now on the Switch, that's sick. Let's go, it was about time, right? It was freaking about time. It's Nintendo old thing. It was one of the first Kirby games because it was for the NES. It had no memory card, but it was or was it a long game? Oh, by the way, another game that was announced in the Nintendo Direct that I haven't talked about it was a rhythm game from a franchise that I haven't heard in forever. And when Ultros was here earlier today, I should have told him about this, because Ultros kinda likes this franchise, although I think the one game he likes is a racing game and not really the rhythm game, but still I should tell him that. There was a new Samba de Amigo game, and you play like a rhythm game with your Joy-Cons as you are playing maracas, right? So you kinda need to be doing it like this, and doing the poses as well. The graphics looked very simple, but I think the game is fun. Yeah, I just wish the graphics could be better, and then I could totally see the rhythm game being like very great, but it looks fun. So I don't know, maybe I hope I can try it eventually. And they said it's going to have 40 musics, or 40 songs actually. Yeah, 40 songs in total, from all sorts of different genres from the world, or across the world. Yeah, that was another announcement from today's Direct. You know something that I was hoping to see as well? Rhythm Heaven. Yeah, besides another Phoenix Wright game, and maybe a Rayman game, I was hoping for a Rhythm Heaven game. Oh yeah, and then thanks to the GB games and GBA games coming to the Switch, WarioWare, the first one, was also in the pack of GBA games, and that game is very good for like mini games. And somewhat rhythm games too, because some of those mini games require you to react quick to the actions you gotta perform, right? So it's kind of like a rhythm game as well in some ways. I didn't really want to go down, but I think I have no choice. Invisible supports, please. There we go. getting some extra length from this lower part. Man, I have the feeling the rest of the park is at a very bad condition right now. Because I'm not making more money. The guests are like dropping like crazy. I think everything is broken in my park. But I will only try fixing it when I'm done with this. By the way, a schedule update. I most likely won't be streaming tomorrow because my parents may be coming here. So yeah, and then I don't know if they are going to stay here on Friday as well, or if they are traveling back to my hometown on Friday. It depends. In the next 4 days, I think the day that my chances of streaming are the highest is like Saturday. Because on Sunday probably I will have something to do as well. Maybe I'll be meeting a friend. So yeah, in the upcoming 4 days, the one day that I have the biggest chance to like stream is on Saturday. So just to let you all know, right? I will see if I will do something on Saturday, but then probably I will be able to stream Sable or something. Or Golden Sun, actually. I was also saying that on the Golden Sun stream that I could try bringing it earlier, right, on Saturday, so I can see that too. Just to let you guys know, especially because my schedule has been all weird. But yeah, tomorrow my parents are coming, so they are getting here late. So there is a small chance I could be streaming, but I don't know if I will because I also need to finish cleaning my home and everything. Maybe they'll be talking to me when they get to Rio, and then they will need my help to like order a cab or a taxi. But I will see. Unless it is a very, very, very short stream. What am I missing in here now? Do I need to make another turn? What? Yeah, that's the right line, so why are you not connecting? It is not the right line? Oh my god, I don't get this at all. The isometric camera is messing with me. You see? Oh wait, maybe I finally got it. There we go. Is this going to work? You felt the story with the graphics 2 mode? You have that with Zelda, you will play it someday. Totally, you should totally play Zelda again, especially because now not a Link to the Past, Link's Awakening is also on the Switch thanks to the I mean, the original, right? Because there was a remake to Link's Awakening that was released to the Switch as well. But the original is also now on the Switch, thanks to the Game Boy Color Virtual Console. And I, to mode, I need to play my next Zelda game, which is hopefully going to be Twilight Princess. Yeah, the maracas with the Joy-Cons, I think that could work, and it could be fun. And good to me, because I also need... Maybe I should say good for me, right? Because I also need to do some more physical activity to deal with my neck pain and everything. Earlier today it was bothering more, but now it's kinda okay-ish. After I started streaming, maybe it relaxed my neck. But earlier today it was a little bit worse, right? Not much, but just a little bit. We'll create some games. You saw that ChatGPT or Midjourney AI. I saw the thing Gabriel talked to us the other day when we were talking about the artificial intelligence creations, right? He was saying that there was a kind of like TV show, quotation marks, that was created by an artificial intelligence on Twitch, and then it got banned because it started talking about some BS. And then he posted some videos on Discord that showed me a little bit of that somewhat artificial intelligence created show, right? That looked very bad, actually. Yeah, that's the one, sorry. Yeah, I forgot how it was called, but it was a lot like Seinfeld, and then it got banned because it started talking about some transphobic things, right? And then Twitch, of course, banned it with right, but it was weird to see the artificial intelligence going on that direction. But yeah. But regarding the ones you were saying, Chumod, I did not see them though. Have a good one with your pops and moms, sir. I will, even though sometimes, I'll be honest, I do have some fights with my mom. My mom is a hard cookie to bite. But I will try to stay alright, right? Because my mom sometimes does things without asking my opinion, without asking for anybody's opinion, and the things she does impact me and the others of my family, so it's like, here come some changes when nobody asks for changes, you know, and that pisses me off. So that's why we fought, even when she was still there traveling, we fought like via phone. But yeah, I hope we won't fight again. I will try not to, because I need to get my house into some peace, right? Electro is going to spend some time with his dad this week too, there we go. It sounds good, chillings. Fix some good food. Chill with fam and friends is important, yes. Honestly, I need more like chill time with my friends. Hopefully the one activity with my friend will sort out on Sunday, but there is also a chance it starts a fight, because hanging out with this friend is like always a complete adventure regarding like, is it going to work out or not, or is it finally going to happen or not. It's just like what Ultros was saying earlier, that it took like 4 years for him to meet his friend. It's kind of like that idea, but not 4 years, but almost a year. So yeah, this friend is also hard to deal with, but I hope we can finally meet again and then, you know, sort things out and make amends. It is going to be great in case that happens. And then I will try not to fight with my family, because we have already solved it after a couple days. But yes, I hope I will have some peaceful days, even though there is always a risk of like, you know, something triggering me and then fighting them, but I will try to stay alright. But then unfortunately I might not be streaming that much. It's not that weird, honestly. AI always does it when it's left alone. So there were more cases of that. That's really not surprising, even though I just don't follow the AI creations that much, right? But that was kinda sad, because I heard that the show was actually getting people entertained, and then unfortunately it went on a complete detour, right? And then RIP. I heard the banned part was because it got updated with an old version. which didn't have the filter. Yeah, there should also be ways of preventing it, right? It was supposed to be programmed to avoid controversial subjects. That's right, that's how it sounds more safe. But then maybe the creator of it committed a mistake? Yeah, that was very unfortunate. Oh, by the way, holy shit, we did it! I was here talking to you all and then the coaster was testing it. There we go. And I think nobody noticed that either. That it is. We got excitement rating of 7.13. The intensity is good. And then the ride length is higher than 3.93. Finally. Is it the coaster that I really wanted? No. But it is very close, right? The biggest changes was in that first part, but honestly, you can't really see much of those strategies we went for regarding stalling its size. So you know what, this is good. So now I can name it the Rock Gym Coaster Chill Mode. Because Chill Mode was the one that gave us the model, right, for this coaster. Let's change the colors now. A rock type. Normally it's gray, right? Gray and brown, maybe? Although gray was also the color for the steel coaster from before. There we go, finally, right? Easier coaster type next. No, Electro, we are totally going Bloodshed coaster next. Of course not, it's Heartline coaster. God bless, right? No way, I prefer Bloodshed than Heartline. Chill with Fam. We passed it, yes, I was here chatting and then we were able to finally complete it. It's your coaster, Chill Mode. Take good care of this gym, right? Don't give your gym badge to any newbie. Be sure to test their abilities. Whoever goes to the coaster and vomits, they failed. Maybe brown? The thing is that brown could also be a ground or earth type gym, right? I like that color for the car. Oh, by the way, are we going mouse cars or mine trucks? I kind of have the feeling that mine trucks could be more fitting. What do you think, Chill Mode? Do you want mouse cars or the mine trucks? The mine truck's okay. The mining rock, yeah, it makes more sense too. I think I can have 2 cars. But we'll need to have this one condition, right? Leave if another train arrives. Inspection in every 10 minutes. I love how it says last inspection was in more than 4 hours. Yeah, that's how long it took for us to complete this, right? I will also need to work on a way to get people here. I also love how the station is super long, and it's because we need to have a long coaster, so the station probably also counts, right? But we only have two trains, basically. How am I connecting that? This is the closest area. The lighthouse could also be away, right? Oh, let's save the game, of course. I don't want to rework on that. I mean, I'm not sure. Sometimes, by the way, the audio glitches. So don't get scared in case the audio goes crazy sometimes, right? Yes, I think I will extend the path from there. Like this. And... oh, there is a big difference on the height. Okay, there we go. I got everything connected now. Let's charge it in maybe $4, $4.20. Oh, we haven't finished it actually. We gotta still decorate it, right? It's the rock gym. That AI gonna take over. What do I do? We need to, I don't know, disconnect our devices to mode, or the AI is going to brainwash you and infect you and control you as a zombie, just like in The Last of Us. Some gray and brown. Yeah, gray and brown. There we go. With the crystals at the bottom. Yeah, it is because it is the peak of Mount Silver from Pokemon. Let's see if it still has some good stats with 2 cars. Wait, you think it won't? Oh my god, it's changing? Oh yeah, it is changing because the speed is different, right? By the way, didn't I say that leave if another train arrives? Wait a minute, close this right now, this is risky. No, there is no minimum waiting time, there is no maximum waiting time either. It's just... leave if another train arrives. Why are you leaving? Wait for full load? No. This is not right! It's not doing what I wanted to do. You know what? One train. Let's play safe. I try to avoid it to crash, but it kinda wants to crash, so no. The floor has dugong. Oh yeah. You know what? It can have a dugong just for you to mode. It is a rock type gym, but for you I can leave a dugong right there. Right at the entrance. There we go. From grass to steel, and then from steel to rock now. Raise the price, sir. $4.20. That's okay. That's okay. The Last of Us. Yeah, we all kind of have been watching the HBO The Last of Us show, right? Someone was going to talk about a Skynet, but my analogy sounded more like Brainiac. Refresh my memory. Where was Skynet from again? I remember Mognet from Final Fantasy IX. And then Brainiac, I don't remember that. That one creates the ice. Oh, it's from Terminator? What else do we have in here that's... Is that... Yeah, it is a statue, but it reminds me of a capybara for some reason. It's probably a dog. What else do we have in here that's kind of rock type? Maybe some columns? Yeah, right. I think this is the most rock type thing we might be having here. Oh, never mind, we have this too. No, this is way more rock type than the Roman decoration, right? Yeah, the medieval scenario or scenery. The Japanese theming, the city theming. Yeah, I think we should go for the medieval. This one. Especially the gray one, right? So let me try this out. Holy shit! I actually built a castle right there. Look at that, look at me! First try! I didn't even measure the like height of like this wall. I was like, maybe it is 3 blocks up. Perfect. Heck yeah. That's your castle, Chilmo. That's where you challenge the trainers. Oh wait, Brainiac is one of the Superman enemies. I haven't watched Superman though. Brainiac is from that series, they try different experiments. Chumod wanted the Colosseum in here? Is there a spot for the Colosseum though? I think not, right? The Colosseum is big. Yeah. Unless it's there. We should save the Colosseum for like a ground type based gym. And you know another idea that I had offline? In case we go for a dark type gym, it should be a complete underground coaster. What about the sound of that? An entire underground coaster that fits the goal of this level, and then that's the dark type gym. You can paint the cliffs gray too. Oh yeah, that is true. There is the granite thing, right? This thing. But wait, the cliffs? Which one is the gray one? Do you mean the wall paint? Oh, maybe... Oh, gray stone. There we go. Oh, perfect. Nice. I have never seen that on this game. We are now going straight Age of Empires. The castle is perfect, it is! The entire underground coaster would be crazy. It would be very hard though, but that's my idea for the dark type gym. Subway is asking me if I use it to watch Justice League or Super Shock. Nah. I'm not a big on superheroes, but I'm mostly interested on Marvel. The only things I have watched was The Flash and X-Men. Those two were my favorites. Which, by the way, I still hope and miss a new X-Men movie. We bought, not that we bought, we built the castle, but I think we are still not done. We need more rock decorations in here, right? So we should get more towers, more random things. Maybe some walls, you know, like that. Okay, this works. Invisible supports. There we go. See-through rides. No, go back. I need to see the rides. I wish I could see through paths. Let me erase that for a little bit. I can't place that there because of the ride entrance. Okay. I think I won't be able to do it on the other side. I can also do electro suggestion in here. For the Dugong statue. Invisible supports, please. Much better now, thank you. Yeah, everything in there is now gray. Maybe I can make those gray as well. Yeah, there is not a good way for me to add the walls on the other side, so I'll just leave it in one side. But can I do more than that? Invisible supports. Maybe I can do something... Wait, maybe here? See-through rides. There is one gap that I cannot get. Yeah, I cannot get to that one. Sit to right. Oh, it's because there is an exit station there. Okay, never mind. There we go. Okay, I think this is fine. Maybe I just should add some more walls here on the entrance. No, I can't. I can't. Maybe some walls near the dugong. You see, Chumod? It is close to the circus, so you can even hear dugongs cry. Right now. That's dugong freezing this mountain for you. Electro has built an Age of Empires map once, man. There we go. That sounds awesome. Electro is saying maybe I should have more landscaping. That's a good idea. Maybe they would fit the towers that I can build better, right? I just don't know where to do that because the coaster is very convoluted. If only I could build another castle somewhere. What if I could do it like... Can I do it right there? You know what? I'm trying. Right here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. No, wait a minute. When it's close to the station, I think I can't do things, can I? I will try, but maybe I can be wrong. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I think it was 3, right? Can I place the walls there? No, I can't. Okay, so go back. What about back? Oh, it gets to the coaster. Yeah. Unless it is like a simple castle, like just the towers and the entrance. But it's not going to be that great, right? If it is just this. It's not too bad though. Never mind, it is not bad, I take it. Yeah, it's okay, right? I like it. It's more simple, but sure. I think that's it, guys. Unless I do something else right there. Or if I actually go and really finish... I really finish enclosuring it with stone walls. But then don't you think it's going to be too much? But I can throw some things there too. Let me see. Some ruins, maybe? Some random walls or something? And then a tower there. I think that's it. And the sound has glitched. That's a legend. Yeah, Electro is a legend. 2 OG games combined. Yeah, that's the good thing about simulators. You can combine simulators with anything you dream of. Did you watch the Ash Championship or Championship? Yes. If you mean like in the Journey season, I did. And then I'm watching the last 11 episodes of his Journey, right? Oh, Electro has posted that in the game screenshots. I will just not see it right now because I'm kinda using my phone to like save the TV show that I would be watching right now, which is Big Brother Brazil. And if I leave the app right now, I think I could be losing the save. But after the stream and after I check the episode, I will check the screenshot. It's a fortress, yes. I like it, there we go. It looks like a rock gym. It has the mountain and it has the castles and the towers. I think we got our third one. So guys, I won't really start the next coaster, it is a lot of work, but we can decide the other coaster. That we can do. You heard the dugong cry? Yes, right? It's been calling, sir. Fix this corner that looks good with the ruins. Yeah, sometimes you just need to add some small touches to them, right? Do you guys think that this long wall should also be broken because it doesn't really match the ruins? I don't know. I do kind of like it being normal, right? This long wall though. It's funny how this spacing reminds me of Pokemon Black and White, because Pokemon Black and White had this whole medieval take too, right? With castles even. Like the Pokemon League happens in a castle. Save the game, I just saved the finishing touches. I want to watch the last episode of Ash Journeys too. It's too much nostalgia to not do it. Yeah, because he's also been rotating his Pokemon, so it's been very great to see not only his re-encounters with his previous friends, but especially his other Pokemon that we haven't seen in forever, right? For example, this week's episode, it's going to be the OG trio. It's going to be Squirtle, Bulbasaur, and Charizard. Yeah, I'm very excited for this week's episode. So guys, with that, I should fix the fix the park, or like make the changes that made my park bad. But honestly, right now I'm feeling like not motivated to do it. Even this coaster has problem, come on. Where is the... Oh, he's right there. Why is the steel coaster with not a music? Rock Style 2 for this coaster? And Rock Style 1 for the rock coaster, right? Oh, by the way, nobody wants to go there. Oh my god. Wait a second, guys. This will need to have the mouse cars, because Electro was right. People are scared and the results were different. Yeah, we are having the mouse cars in here. That's okay. Rock Style 1 for this coaster. Who did you pick? Charmander, Squirtle, or Bulbasaur? It's Squirtle for sure. He's my favorite starter, he's my favorite water type. Hence why... Wait. Hence why... We got Blastoise right here. Not a Charizard. Not a Venusaur. It's Blastoise. He's my favorite. It would go Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur, second pick to me too. Charmander is overrated. What usually comes after still? I'm not sure. They won't go in? Yeah, because the mine train made the coaster result to be different. Like Electro predicted. So this coaster will need to be with the mouse car. I think that first we should be picking the coaster model, and then with the coaster model we can think on the next gym type. Yeah, he was next to Vileplume, which is my favorite grass type. It's not Venusaur, but you know, they share the big flower on their bodies, so maybe it's a close call. Vileplume is my Venusaur. The evolution of Lord Goddish. All hail Lord Goddish. Bust more cars. The thing is that if I bust more cars, then there is the chance of this coaster crashing. That's the only reason why I'm not doing it. Okay, it's returning. Let's just reconfirm that it's going to have the right stats. Vileplume feels good. I love Vileplume. Hopefully one day he gets, I don't know, a Mega Evolution. Have you imagined that? Mega Vileplume? Or even, oh, a Noddish regional variation would also be awesome. Oh, also, I think we'll be okay here. The size is the same, so the excitement is also the same, right? 7 point something. Yeah, there we go, we good. Now people will also want to go to the coaster. Alright, so let's pick the next coaster model. Feel free anyone to suggest something. We have the wooden side friction coaster, we have the Virginia wheel, we have the wooden reverser roller coaster. Then we have the wooden roller coaster, we have done it already, which was the grass type. But we have the wooden twister roller coaster. We just used the wooden crazy rodent roller coaster for the rock gym. We have the steel wild mouse roller coaster as well. This one is the inverted wild mouse coaster. We have the steel mini roller coaster. You know what, Electro? I'm not gonna lie. When I was reading them all, I was thinking this is a good psychic. And then Electro, with his psychic telepathies, he was like, I will read your mind and tell you what you thought, Ellen. You thought this was a psychic, right? Because I know what you think, because that's what I am, a psychic. So, Electro is a psychic electric type. I'm just calling him out, but that's what he is, an electric a psychic type. A Psychic Dark on the inverted wild mouse? Jesus. Psychic Dark sounds wild. Okay, we can try the... Oh, wait a second. Actually, did I get it wrong? I got it wrong, I'm sorry. I was thinking Electro was suggesting me to go for the wooden reverser. Never mind, that's the one that I was thinking about, Psychic. He wanted me to go to the inverted. The inverted is this one? Yeah, it's this one. Yeah, I was going to say that in case he was talking about the reverser, the reverser is challenging, right? This one is, it's like a chunky coaster. So I can see it being challenging. But what he really wants is the inverted. Okay. This can also work because the inverted will have all sorts of loops and swaps and switches and, you know, all craziness. That can be kind of psychic too, to go like upside down and stuff. The wooden reverser, yeah, I was thinking he was talking about that because I was reading them in order. But no, he wanted one from like the last pick, right? But I will not build it right now, but I want to see what can we do with it. Rotate. Yeah, what can we do? We can do loops and a lot of things, right? Vertical loops, inline twist. Oh, you know what? This is very good for a psychic coaster. The upside down idea. Helixes up, large half loops. Yeah, I think we should have a coaster full of that for psychic. Full of that. Especially to like stall the length of it. Yeah, I can see that. But then we need to also pick where are we placing that? Where is our Saffron City? Suggestions? My suggestion would be, I don't know, next to the grass gym? Either next or on, I mean, maybe two coasters could fit there, I'm not sure. But I was thinking placing it right there. Or down here too. Also, hi Bookmark, how's it going? Hi Town Riot, hi chat, how's everything? Everything's okay. We just finished another coaster here out of 10. This is our third one. It's our rock type gym, look at that. It has, oh, rocky walls. It plays rock music. And it has a dugong because it's Chill Mode's idea. Like, this coaster was Chill Mode's idea and that's his favorite Pokemon. So hopefully one day Dugong gets a rock variation or regional form. Not, maybe a nice rock. Is there a nice rock Pokemon yet? I think not, right? That could be a regional Dugong for sure. Yeah, it has walls, castles, ruins as well. So this is the third coaster we finished building, the rock type coaster. And then when you look at it at distance, you notice that it has a somewhat mountain shape. I hope you can see the mountain idea that I'm mentioning. It's like three mountains, one next to the other, because the top of them are kind of flat, you know. At least I can see that. It's hard to picture and to explain, but the idea is you know, in geography classes that you study the landscaping and the rock formations and mountain formations. That's what I try to do in here. Three sections of mountains. One is the tallest one, then a mid one that has a flat surface. And then of course the castle decoration helps to give it the rock power, right? But now, Bookmark, we are starting to think about our next gym. And it's going to be the fourth coaster out of 10 we need to build. And it's going to be the Psychic coaster. And Electro told us to go for the inverted coaster. But then I'm not sure where to do it. I'm thinking maybe up here? Is that okay by you, Electro? If it's next to the grass gym? Bookmark, did you check by any chance the Nintendo Direct? Oh, look at that! There we go, right? It took me just the entire stream to finally fix this coaster, but we did it, and thank goodness the decoration also helped it. That would be awesome, yeah. I can see it, there we go. Yeah, I liked my coaster model, and that's why I was so worried about making some changes, because it was not fitting to the conditions of the level. Because it needs to be, like, super long, and also it needs to have an excitement rating of at least 7. When I was adjusting this coaster, I had to really change some things in it, but I was worried about really misshaping it and then making it to look bad. But thank goodness it still looks like what I wanted it to look, right? It sounds fancy. Topography, that's the word I was looking for. Yeah, my idea was to make it to look like a topography map. And thank goodness it did work. You only got to see a little bit of it while at work. It was an okay-ish direct, but there were some couple surprises in there. Yeah, I recommend you checking out, of course, the Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 trailer, right? But there were a couple few things in there that I did like. But I don't know if you want me to talk about them or if you will like watch it yourself later on, right? I think I will build it right there, guys, but I'm of course not doing it tonight. So let me save the game. There we go. And then I will finish the chatting. And go watch the TV show that I'm losing, right? You got to see, okay, you saw the Game Boy Virtual Console stuffs mostly. Yeah, finally, right, Nintendo? It took you forever to give us that. And I was saying that I thought it was funny that thanks to the GBA being added to the Switch, Golden Sun is back. So how fitting was that? I loved that we are going to get a new Professor Layton game, which was like out of nowhere. Although it's funny how when it was announced, I was predicting something like that because I noticed that Level 5 was announcing many games. It was just after Fantasy Life 2, which was a game that I actually played on my 3DS, but I sold the cartridge after I played it. And then I could not believe they were doing another game because I didn't think Fantasy Life was that, major or that popular. Especially because this one that they are doing, the sequel, it looks exactly like the one they released for the 3DS, with no big differences. Not even on the character roles you had in the past. So I was like, are they really doing this again? So it was a very weird announcement, in my opinion, but it's another game by Level 5. And then after that, it was like, okay, Level 5, but then what about Professor Layton? And then they threw it at my face, a new Professor Layton game. Which, by the way, connects to another thing that I noticed about this Direct. And it was how this Direct was fully based on detective investigation puzzle solving games, while the previous Direct, the one from last year, the last one, was about farming, harvesting, mixed with RPG games, right? So, yeah, it's funny how now the Nintendo Directs are kind of getting a theme, but this one was full of investigation, crime, puzzles, detective skills and stuff, which I loved because all of those games they had in there were very fun looking. There was one that was already previously announced, which was Raincode, because it mixed investigation with Persona. Because once you get an idea of like who's the culprit, you kind of enter the person's mind, and then you don't. I don't know. You kind of go into a somewhat alternative reality, just like in the Persona games. So I really liked what I have seen of Raincode. But then Level 5 has also announced a new one, which was Deca Police, right? Deca Police. And I liked it because it looked like an RPG too, but in a more traditional way, with like turn-based battles and stuff while we were investigating. So it was a very fun, interesting, and creative mix, right? Of like investigation and RPG together with like turn-based. Count me in for this craziness. So that was another thing that I thought it was very highlighted in this Direct. Then we also got lots of ports. For example, we got the Etrian Odyssey ports, the trilogy of Etrian Odyssey games that made me hopeful about Persona Q and Persona Q2 to one day come for the Switch and also for Steam, because they follow the same idea of Etrian Odyssey, which is like a labyrinth that you need to draw the labyrinth, and then you follow your made by yourself map to kind of guide yourself in the dungeon. Persona Q is the same thing. It was a copy of Etrian Odyssey. So if Etrian Odyssey is possible, let's get Persona Q 2, right? So I'm hoping for that. We also got lots of expansion packs and DLCs. We got Mario Park Wave 4 news. Birdo is coming for Mario Kart, finally, right? Why not always have Birdo there in the roster? But Birdo will be a new character for you to play as. We are also getting a new cute, charming looking level, which was Yoshi's Island. I also hope we get the new Mario Kart Tour Level 2, which was Piranha Plant Ruins. It looked great as well, but then we are getting a whole new one. We got ports of Baton Kratos, which is like a classic RPG for the GameCube. Yoda knew that game. And then They were porting Ghost Trick, another investigation-like game for the DS that I played it a little, but I could never beat it. It's one of the games that I want to bring to the channel the most because I think it was very cool and I wanted to beat it eventually as I got stuck in the past at some case, right? I need to get through that case one day. And it was also very out of nowhere. I never imagined they would port that game. And then we got Pikmin 4 news, we got Zelda news, we got the Samba de Amigo new game, Katamari Damacy port as well. It was the Nintendo Direct of ports, investigation games, and expansion packs basically. With Pikmin 4, oh yeah, Metroid Prime 1 as well. Metroid Prime 1 remastered. It's also coming up, right? Those were the biggest things I would say, or at least that I can remember. You saw one of those bookmark. Okay, okay, have a good time with your parents tomorrow. Thank you so much, Mode. I do think I won't stream tomorrow. There is a small chance, but I don't think so. We played the nice old school RPGs. I did get a little bit curious with this one, Baton Kratos game, because it has some card games involved. That was quite interesting, in my opinion. Yeah, Birda is coming up. Let's freaking go. Hopefully, they can also bring another character, who knows, by the DLC waves they are throwing, right? Big plans, games in a building. Yeah, I was with low hopes because everybody has been saying this is probably the last year of the Switch because they may be preparing for the next Nintendo console. And then some rumors were even saying that Breath of the Wild 2 would be the last big game for the Switch and stuff. But honestly, for like my low expectations, they are still working on some interesting things. Of course, they are still minor, they are not like super huge. Maybe they will give us something bigger by June or by the E3 or something. But there are some fun games still coming up. You have heard, right, of Baton Kratos? Me too. I think a friend of mine in real life loves that game. But I never really saw it before until today, so I had no idea how was it like. You were excited to see somebody, amigo? Yeah, because it was a rhythm game and that to play with the maracas, right? I need more games like that, some games that will move my body, as one of my focus of this year is going to be more physical active because I was dealing and I'm kind of still dealing with some neck pain. So I decided to do some neck exercising, shoulder exercising too. And then in the end, I also started doing some posture exercising. And also, there is this one training that I saw that was like a general body exercise. So, yeah, if I can also get games that will move my body, I was actually checking the Ring Fit Adventure price, although it's kind of high priced, right? But I was also checking that out. And I need to find or to look at those games that are rhythm based or that you need to really go for the Joy-Con movement. I also thought about Just Dance, of course, but Just Dance, to be honest, I think it's too confusing. Do you guys play Just Dance easily? Because when you need to follow the steps of those little drawings that are on the bottom of the screen coming up for you to follow their movements, I sometimes don't understand what they want me to do, so I kind of struggle on that. Sometimes they come up with some crazy fancy dancing move, but I'm like, wait, how is this movement the one that was in that drawing? I always get lost. So Just Dance is cool, but maybe it's not very intuitive to me to follow. But this one, Maraca one, looked good. I just wish it had better graphics, but still it looks fun. Especially if it gets good music. I don't know all of these, but your gameplay is cool on it. That's the maracas. Yeah, we need to do it like this, with the Joy-Cons. Get it? I wish I could get the Ring Fit one though. Everybody does compliment Ring Fit. They said that it really does what it promises, and I think that's the best compliment a game can get. It's good for neck, do some movement, yeah. I also have been thinking if something that Yoda told me the other day if it could also be the reason. He said that maybe my pillow could be the problem. That made me thinking maybe it is because when I sleep, my head gets heavy, But it's funny how it never really was a problem until now, and I have used this pillow for like years. But he made me think about that too because it could be the pillow. I'm not sure. It's probably a collective of things, right? A lot of things together. But yeah, Just Dance, it would be so awkward. I like the idea, but I also struggle, right? I can bust a high score though. Nintendo made it popular, moving and gaming. Yes, the Wii times, right? Ah, Nintendo, I wish you could give us something that. I mean, they gave us Switch Sports, but it is not really the same as Wii Sports Resort. Wii Sports Resort was so damn good. It is decent. Just Dance has that practice to learn each dance, I think. Yeah, maybe after you go through the same choreography a couple of times, you kind of start getting the thing. But for like the first times I attempt a song, I totally get lost. Yeah, my neck health is probably bad because of posture, so I have been focusing on that a little. And it's funny how people does say that doing more physical activity helps you to feel more motivated, and it gives you how can I say this? It gives you more energy even though you feel tired. And it is very true. Like after I did the first batch of exercises the other day, I wanted to go out and I felt motivated to go back to my favorite place in Rio, the Sugarloaf Mountain. Oh no, if I show you the pictures now, I will leave the app that has the TV show. But and then I climbed the hiking trail in there after forever. Of course, I was dead once I got to the top in there because I haven't been exercising that much. But totally worth. I'm so happy that I returned there after many years. It is my favorite place in Rio. I felt reconnected to Rio as well, so I'm now planning to return there more often throughout the year, even though it was like a lot of work, right? To travel there, to take the buses, to walk to the beach, and then from the beach to take the trail and then climb the trail and everything. But it is an adventure for a very good time in case there is good weather, so totally worth. But then I was, of course, broken and exhausted afterwards. I mean, for me, it is anchored. I can't dance, but that's what that training is for. Yeah, for me too. I really can't dance that much either. Most definitely. Energy Plus, outgoing, it trains that. I first sucked at karaoke. Oh, I don't know song lyrics, so I can't karaoke. I still do, but just do it and it feels good. That reminds me, and we all should always think about this. It reminds me of this one video of this fantastic YouTuber, this fantastic Brazilian YouTuber, but sadly she stopped posting videos. She actually said a goodbye video to like her viewers. But one of her videos had a lesson that was very important. And some of the best lessons you can get, even though I think deep inside that kids and children are like little devils, but sometimes they say something that makes a lot of sense that we'd never realize, even though they are little devils. There was this one kid drawing, making drawings, right? And then suddenly a friend of that kid came by, and I'm also trying to remember the whole thing though. What does she say actually? Wait a minute, I need to remember the whole story. I think I won't remember the whole story, damn it. But I'll give you the message. The kid was there drawing, and then another kid, another friend came by, saw that she was drawing, and then stopped by and said, your drawing sucks. And then the kid replied, oh, I remember now. And then the kid replied, I don't care, I'm good at other things. That's the best lesson ever. It's like, you don't need to be good at everything. Because remember, you are good at other things. So if somebody else stops by and kind of demands you to be perfect at whatever you are doing, you don't need to give them that attention or like show them that you are a professional at every single thing you do. If you're doing something that you might not be the best or like you might not be that great, but you are doing it because you want and then because it's fun to you or because I don't know it is distract to you or something, do it regardless because you are good at other things. So it's that the same for you, chill mode. If you wanna dance, dance. Even if you don't think you are that great or if you think you are awkward, because you are good at other things. And then nobody needs to be good and nobody really is good at every single thing. So I just remember that story of these kids talking, right? How the other kid stopped by and then said, "You suck at your drawing," and then the other kid was like full of confidence, feeling, super full of herself, and like my confidence is like an unbreakable wall. I don't care because I'm good at other things. That was like I should have a shirt with that written on it. It's such a slap on society and on everybody that keeps on demanding us to be perfect at everything. Who cares? Because we are all good at other things, right? That's it. Express them things. That is very true, right, Bookmark? That's the realest advice you have ever heard. But it is so knowledgeable, right? It is such a thing that we should always remind ourselves of. Just do whatever you want to do and don't force yourself to be good at everything because nobody is. And then if somebody comes by judging you or something, you tell them that straight to their faces. Like, I don't care, I don't mind, whatever, because I'm good at other things. I don't need to be good at everything. There we go. Confidence through a roof, right? From a small kid, I hope, or I kind of wished I could know what the future awaits for that kid. I think only brilliance or like only success, right? She's going to have a fantastic life if she keeps with that message inside of her. Everybody got their expertise, that's true. Expertise or expertise? I have defined it as expertise. Guys, I gotta go because otherwise I'll lose the recording time of my TV show right there. So thank you so much everybody for stopping by. Have a great night. I think that in the next 4 days, the day that I have the biggest chance to be streaming is Saturday. In case I stream on Saturday, I will see if I bring Golden Sun because I might not be streaming on Sunday. Unless the plans for Sunday get cancelled, which could also happen. I'm actually kind of telling myself and preparing myself for that possibility to not like create expectations, but I will see how that goes. So yeah, thank you so much. Have a good night and take care. RollerCoaster Tycoon hopefully is back soon. I can't even say if it's back next Wednesday because I have been so bad on following this game's schedule. But thank goodness today we could finish the third coaster, right? At least that. But thank you so much again. Have a good night. Take care, and I'll see you then. Goodbye.